And welcome back to Twitch Rivals. We're here for day 2 of the action in Europe. Yesterday we saw Group A and Group B play their first round robin, and they were pretty standout teams on either side. I'm Medic. I'm joined by Ender, who is weird championing his way to victory today.
You know, it's the same thing every day. It's almost a routine that I seem to have fallen into.
Yeah.
But on today of all days, we're turning it into an OK champ.
Today is an OK champ day. I can give you that today. I can give you that.
Only today, though.
Very special.
It's very exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good day of action. Yesterday we saw two standout teams, Team Solari and Team No Way For You, really stand up at the top.
What
of
a surprise! Our finalists from last Twitch Rivals.
Shocked by it. We're gonna have a look at exactly how the groups went down as in the standings. But were there any shocks to you at all? Because I think a lot of people expected this to be the results at the end of day 1.
I mean, at the top end, I think it was like very clear, very expected. Like this is what we were, coming in and thinking we were going to get. On the other side, you know, the last 3 games today, we all saw Huzzy Games.
Oh,
team
poor
play.
guys.
You know, we were watching our boy Yamato in there, thinking he could get something done. He got super fed in game 3, but it just wasn't enough. That team lost every single game and now has such a long road if they're going to make it.
He tried so hard as well in some of those games. And of course, winning games isn't only about your place in the groups, it's also about winning money, because in Twitch Rivals in Europe, you get $1,000 for every game that you win in the group stage. And then if you get to the semi-finals, you can get your fair share of a $75,000 prize pool. Now, today is the second round robin of the groups, as you can see there for day 2. Tomorrow is our finals bracket. We'll play out any tiebreakers, and then we have best of 3s for the semi-finals and the finals.
Yeah, so right now, it's the road to 31K for both Solari and No Way For You, right? They've already both got 3K in the bank, and now all they have to do is win the next 3 games they've got today, and then the finals, of course. Only one team can make it happen.
Super easy. Yeah, just win the finals.
Yeah, just
that worked out really
everything.
well for G2 at Worlds, and Fnatic at Worlds, and Team Liquid at MSI.
It's like, how far back can you go? Remember 2018 or 2018 MSI who lost?
2018 MSI, IG.
Who lost?
I have no idea who.
At MSI.
I can't remember who played.
I'm pretty sure RNG won it.
Did they? Was that 2018?
Yeah, that was 2018.
Okay, well then I can't remember that. No one remembers second place, Ender. No one remembers second place.
It's true. It's true.
Exactly.
Unless you're a fan of that team, and then you're like sad for all time.
Oh yeah, exactly. You don't want to remember second place.
Yeah.
There's actually a really cool study that showed silver medalists, on average, look more sad on the podium than bronze medalists because they were so close to greatness and so close to achieving something. But sadly, silver medalists.
I'd still rather be on the podium, to be fair. Just for the
but you
record.
want to be bronze.
Yeah.
Because then you were just almost not on the podium and you got on. So you're elated and happy, and not silver where you're like, well, I'm second place. Unless you're second to someone really good.
Yeah.
So if you came second to me, I could understand being okay with second place.
Hear me out. What if the prize pool was bigger for getting second place than getting third place, much like here in Twitch Rivals?
But usually the prize pool is bigger for getting first place than second place. So you're still losing out.
Like,
anyway, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the games that we've got coming up today, because I think that conversation is going to be one that we recourse over the next 6 hours, Ender, because we have Team Teamless versus Wicked and Adam Kish versus No Way For You to start us off. We'll be following No Way through this group because we expect them to continue winning, and we like to see high quality gameplay.
These games should look very familiar to yesterday's games because it's just the round robin one more time. We did, of course, follow No Way. So this is another situation where, like, do we just see the same team win every single game?
Yes.
I would like to see a fight put up, because I don't think we saw, what was it? It was...
Wicked, Teamless versus
Teamless
Solari.
versus Wicked. That was sort of the
Teamless
second
versus
place,
Wicked, yeah.
right? Fight that we didn't get to see yesterday. Might not be able to see it again today, but that's another one that I'm going to be keeping my eye on.
Yeah, I'd really look forward to that. I think it'll be those second place battles are more interesting to me than the first place battles in both of the groups. The first team seems to be pretty much decided. I believe we are just waiting on getting into our first games of the day. And if you were No Way, would you come in with the same sort of can-do attitude, like we're going to destroy everyone today, or would you mix things up a little bit for April Fool's Day?
I mean, yes and no. Like, okay. I think they were mixing things up yesterday and also still winning. Like a game that happened off stream with the AP Shaco. Obviously, Shaco AP isn't a troll build by any means, but it's not by any means standard either. That you'd actually see in like a pretty competitive tournament.
I don't think standard is what we should like judge as trying your hardest, because No Way is known for his Zerath, which is very not standard, but that's still him trying his hardest. Broky's known for his Ziggs, which isn't standard.
See, you're asking me to mix things up here. I'm just saying AP Shaco seems like it's mixing things up.
That's true. That is true. It's something unconventional compared to what we see in the LEC. We are still playing on 10.6. I want to put that out there. 10.7, of course, hit live service today. We're not going to see any Fiddle 6 unless it's old Fiddle 6, not new Fiddle 6, because we are making sure the entire tournament is on the same patch.
Which is a shame, because I've been watching on the screens behind us. I believe No Way was playing on a Smurf and trying out the jungle fiddlesticks, the new ones. So I'm a little disappointed that we don't get to see him bust that one out.
Especially since you actually put out quite a nice guide, and I don't usually compliment you, but I will today. Quite a nice guide on how to do fiddlesticks jungle on your Twitter, talking about how you can farm all of the camps really early on.
Yeah, because his W is now AoE in a circle, like he hits every single target around him, you can actually clear 2 camps always in the jungle, except for Krug. So you can do Raptors and Red at the same time. You can do Wolves and Blue. You can do Blue and Grump.
What do you do at the same time as Scuttlecrab?
Rift Herald or Dragon.
Could you actually do those two?
Yeah.
Did you actually test it?
I mean, so I've never tested it. Like,
because the Scuttlecrab's running away from you.
Yeah.
He's juking the hell out of you.
No, that's the thing, though, is you can trap Scuttlecrab next to the dragon or the Baron wall, because it like sort of spins around. So if you actually corral it down in there, you can trap it and then drain both the dragon and the crab. I can guarantee you it works.
I have not seen this often enough.
Yeah.
I feel like this is something we should be doing a lot more in League of Legends games.
Well, I think it's kind of frustrating to do. Like, it is just something you could do every single time, but hey, you know, for the min-maxers out there, I want to see you do it in your own games.
With Fiddlesticks, and then you put up one of your, like, specters to guard you on either side. It's like, where are we going to go?
Oh, here's the thing, because Scuttlecrab runs away from champions, right?
Would it just keep bouncing? It just keep bouncing back to you? It's like,
unfortunately, I don't think it works that way, but that would be amazing.
It's like Fiddle one for all, but only for the Scuttlecrab. It's just petrified of everything.
You can put one on both sides. It's just like bouncing back and forth. Has no idea what to do.
Play ping pong with yourself.
Or you could do it. It's like Pong, right? The game where.
So ping pong actually came around before Pong. I know that you're quite a young.
Yeah. But if you're imagining like Pong, like would work better, where you have like one for all with effigies, you're trying to bounce it past.
Are they called effigies? I haven't. So
they're called effigies. I
always stay around a week and a half behind the patch, because LEC is played on the same patch for a long time. So playoffs will all be on 10.6 for LEC. Yeah. So I don't actually really know much about 10.6. If you think
that's hard, imagine being a playtester where you're living like 8 months before the current, or 8 months in the future.
You're always living in the future, Ender. You have the newest memes, you have the hottest. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what other. There's the whole thing. There's the whole copy pasta about it. I don't know what it was.
I don't know, something about
the hottest restaurants, likes the nicest girls. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to have a look at some of our streamers who are playing today. All of these guys living in the future, as well as they will all be playing on a delay today for the Twitch Rivals tournament. I'm actually quite proud of that one there.
Well done.
No Way's team was the biggest winners of day one alongside Team Solari, but there are some names actually that I think from day one impressed us a little bit, Ender.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we were sort of looking at. I liked Team Teamless and what they showed a lot. Kantos in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Had some pretty solid performances down there. The King on the Olaf, do you remember like the almost quadra kill in the bot lane?
I do remember that, yeah.
+1. He got an assist. It wasn't a quadra.
Did, yes.
We had a long debate on it
KDA was 4 at the end of it, though.
It's true.
So I'll give you that.
Yes.
I enjoyed watching My Pleasure as well. I think he had some good performances on the Lee Sin.
Yeah, he had some sick kicks.
That Thorgren team and Team Teamless are my 2 teams that aren't Solari and No Way to watch. I think those are going to be the most exciting teams for us. But obviously, we have 6 games to go through for the entire day. There are actually 12 games played. In my head, I was trying to do the math. Like, we have 6 games to cast, but there are 12 games overall, and some of them are off stream. But you can always use the Twitch Rivals extension to see the streamers that are off stream, or just to watch your favorite streamer stream. Or you can just stay here looking at my interesting mug.
Your interesting mug.
I was going to say beautiful, and I felt that was
coffee mug.
I do have a coffee mug.
You can pivot into that.
I don't think I'd fit.
I didn't mean your whole body. Start with like what, 3 toes or something?
Yeah, my big toe just about would fit into that.
You don't want to put those shoes in the coffee.
No,
really don't.
I have 3 nice pairs of shoes, all of them because Foscurin told me to buy them. And so I'm flexing this week.
Actually, not going to lie, the shoes I wore yesterday, Foscurin took me shoe shopping, and it was in person. She's like, you should get those.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And I'll hey. Thank you. Here's the thing. These pairs I bought because Frostic's like, they're beautiful. The silhouette is really good. Don't really know what that means. Couldn't couldn't tell you their name at all. They're VM Airs or some VMAX, something like that. They have the cool little plasticky thing at the bottom, and you can exchange the swoosh for other colored
Wow.
swooshes. They give you a little screwdriver and different swooshes,
Wait.
and you unscrew the swoosh
Yeah.
and then screw in different.
I actually had the exact same thing when I was probably like 12 years old. I thought it was actually, I was probably like 10. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I played baseball and I had cleats, right? With the exact same thing. You could change the color on the swoosh. I'm like, oh, every like 3 months I'm on a new team. I can change the
Just
color
switch it out. Just switch it out.
Are you changing your color depending on what team you're
I
on?
want Air Jordans with different color swooshes for each of the LEC teams. I think that would be the next level. But while you guys think about that, we're going to take a short break before we get on into the first game of the day. We'll see you after this. Swoosh. And welcome back to Twitch Rivals. I'm looking forward to this first game. We've got a couple of minutes before we jump on into it. But Ender, I didn't have a question for you. I hadn't thought of a question.
Mentioned something about how I have
You now have a notebook, yeah.
So I've got muted, apparently.
Oh, well, it's a good thing I didn't ask you a question because you've got to unmute your microphone. But now you have a notebook,
I have
Ender.
a notebook, yes. I've got all my players here. I've got some notes from yesterday's games. I'm ready to break it down in style today. It's a styling notebook.
Is it styling?
It says like GGWP on it. I don't know if you can really tell there.
Yeah, you can see some of the indentations
cool.
on it.
Yeah, you got like
The embossing.
headphones. You got like
Is it
the whole
embossing if it
shebang.
only goes down? Because isn't embossing raising? I don't know what you'd call it. Like it's just the
debossing.
design, debossing, yeah. Deboss. It's only Scion top plays.
See, I was gonna go the opposite direction, where it's like removing bosses from a game. It's just like the easiest game.
I mean, that's
ever.
kind of what we've all done with working from home. The bosses are like, they're no longer watching over your shoulder. They're, back in their home.
Oh,
they kind
I
of
see
set up
actual like
you've
working
removed the
bosses.
boss.
Yeah, I just went video games because that's my default nowadays.
Well, video games have begun. We're into Champion
Wonderful.
Select. Adam Kishak versus No Way for you is the lineup that we have here. And No Way is on the red side of this. Adam Kishak's team is on the blue side. Wukong cards expand from Adam Kishak. And Yumi and Thresh removed by No Way.
Yeah, taking away a lot of these supports from God Psycra down bot side. Of course, these bans look eerily familiar from Adam Kishak. That's going to be a Wukong ban swapped for an Elise ban for yesterday's games.
Because he didn't have that much fun against Agurin's Wukong.
That's
yesterday.
very, very true.
Wasn't
Even
the
though
best.
Agurin's last Wukong game of the day left a little bit to be desired, I still think removing that is going to be probably your best bet.
Actually, Elise ban coming out from No Way. So they're like, hey, we don't want it on the Rift either. We're arachnophobes, scared of it. Maybe they've recently been to Shelob's lair and they're like, nah, it's just too much.
I wish I understood like any of your references, but
So arachnophobes are people that are scared of spiders.
I'm aware of
That's just a
that.
word.
That's just not even a reference.
Shelob is a spider in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I
who
see.
actually ends up getting killed by an elf.
Wait, spoilers? What?
That's not actually in the Lord of the Rings, so that's in the Silmarillion, which is a separate.
I do know what the Silmarillion is.
Okay.
But I myself have not divulged. Okay, wow. Riven Fiora matchup one more time, it would appear.
Yep. I didn't actually hear what you said because production was talking about it. Yeah.
Oh, I
you
see.
say the Riven pick?
I said Riven and Fiora, just like yesterday.
Okay, yeah.
Crazy
Well,
stuff.
I see. The thing was, I agreed with you, and if you'd then decided to go further down further discussing things, we wouldn't have had this discord between the two of us, Sender.
Yeah, I mean, just from like
It was
what I
only
remember.
my mistake. It was my mistake. I'll admit it.
Of course, of course. What I remember from this matchup was that I believe Nice Guy Ben had a Blade of the Ruined King, and Riven had an Executioner's Calling. So that wasn't very close.
And a lot of it was, wasn't that camp towards the top lane at the start as well? Agurin went up there a couple of times on the Wukong, I believe, and got the Fiora ahead. And there was a TP
yes.
down bot from the Riven that didn't pay off. Anyway, it didn't work out well for Adam Kishak's team yesterday. They've decided to lock it in first here again. There's the Olaf going over to Crystal. Did he play that yesterday as well? I don't have the draft. Didn't write down the drafts, I'll be honest.
No, I mean, there's also like they played 2 games off stream, so it's like quite possible.
I think he may have played it in this game. Against No Way. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's pretend it's an entirely new game. Olaf locked in. Next lock here for perhaps Adam Kishak in the mid lane, or an AD carry. Grab yourself the Felios, still very strong AD carry, on 10.6.
Right, so even with the double support bans, doesn't seem like Adam Kish and squad want to look for that early pick there. Instead, prioritizing the Aphelios, I think makes some sense. When you consider when you have an Olaf and a Riven on your team, you're lacking in like ways to like engage fights, you know? You're just sort of running at people. So like that's where you think, oh, I could an Ashe slot in, a Varus perhaps. Well, Aphelios with his Gravitum gun can also fill a very similar role if either he has the Calibrum for the long range auto attack or even just like lands that ultimate to get the CCs down.
I will say I played one game of Aphelios because I'm smurfing AD carry. Basically, I'm playing AD carry.
You smurf when you play support.
I'm playing AD carry at the level that I should be playing AD carry, which is gold 2, but I'm a diamond support player, right?
Yeah.
Played Aphelios a few times. The fact that you don't use your E screws with my mind. I keep pressing R thinking it's W, and I don't understand why I'm doing it, but for some reason in my head, the R key is now the W key and the E key doesn't exist. And it's gone all over the place.
Have you ever considered it's because like your E key is like really important on like most supports? Like it's your shield.
You'd use it all the time. Anyway. Leona, it's your
shield.
engage.
That's what
Thresh,
he's
it's your
missing.
flay. Janna, it's your shield.
Yeah.
Anyway, so more bans coming out as we see the Rek'Sai removed and something else removed, but I cannot see it because
There was a Varus banned
Is that a set?
by... I really can't tell. No.
Varus?
So it's going to be, I can see it back here. There's a Twisted Fate and a Lulu banned away by Team No Way, and a Nautilus Varus banned by Team...
So Wukong was just Rek'Sai was just entirely wrong for me. I don't know where I got
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. It was purple.
She'll be burrowed this game.
She will. She could be burrowed
could
this
be
game.
burrowed
Could be
this
locked in. We'll see where Team Adam Kish decide to go. Zyra was the lock from No Way.
Ooh.
A double mage bottom lane.
Someone quickly tell Lore to watch this game because she will really want to stay tuned for the Zyra. She's a
And a Zyra player, yeah.
Yeah, she's given up on Nautilus. She was playing some Nautilus, but as soon as the Coven skin got announced,
Oh, the Coven skin is beautiful, though. I love that skin line with the faces on the plants.
yeah, that's the weird. It's like weird, but like when I like the Camille skin is great. I have no doubts the Zyra will live up to expectations. That's going to be a Xerath actually. Could be support, but regardless, it's locked in against the Xerath expert.
Yes, the German aimbot.
Yes.
No Way's nickname.
And again, I just have to shout out like Brokey's played it too. I remember that as well. So
yeah,
either way, they're gonna
in
try
the same way that like Caps has played Pike, you don't call him the Pike player on
Sure,
G2,
fair enough.
right? Like,
Fair enough.
There's the Soraka as the final lock, so expect that to actually be Xerath in the mid lane into No Way. Soraka going bot with Aphelios.
Okay, this is super fun. Mainly because we have a lot of champions that sort of mirror each other and what they want to do.
Sure.
Right, you've got like the double duelists in the top lane with Fiora versus Riven. In mid lane, it's these long-range artillery cannons between the Xerath and the Vel'Koz as well. And then bot lane, I guess, is where things do get mixed up.
Oh, no, it's not.
Unless
No, it's not. It's Zed mid.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to be the Brokey Vel'Koz.
How is Zed into Xerath? Because I feel like obviously No Way's going to know the matchup, but every time I've seen it, the Living Shadow tends to get just face plants into the stun from the Xerath whenever it's used incorrectly.
Here's the thing, is that Xerath's stun on the E, the duration scales with the distance it travels.
Oh, so if you're close, yeah.
Exactly. So a lot of people are like, hey, Xerath gets Zed gets countered when he ults, and you just, put your CC behind him. But if you do that, it's like a 0.75 second stun. It's really not that big of a deal.
And he's behind you, so you're retreating through him anyway.
Exactly. So like Xerath probably has to take like a barrier in this matchup at level 6. It's going to be really tough. Pre-6, Zed can try to trade like if he uses shadows correctly, but wave control should be in favor of Xerath.
And I guess Xerath can build into the Seraphs as well to give himself an even bigger shield from the death mark.
Sure.
So if he doesn't fall too far behind, he can counter Zed a little bit there, getting extra shields out of his kit. But we'll see. Of course, No Way knows his way around that matchup better than most, you have to say.
Clever. He knows his way. No, you.
That was actually
that was not
deliberate at all.
intended. Wow.
I've been doing this for so many years. The puns have become one with me, and it's learning from Freak.
Yeah, he has many more years, so he's a little bit better at it.
No, he's a lot better than I am at puns, but I'm improving my craft day to day, and that's important.
Yeah, and today it's all about fill topics. That's the important thing. Do we talk about shoes more? Do we talk about the gameplay?
Well, there is no gameplay.
Yeah, that's
so right now
everyone's loading
when we
up.
get on into the game, we can talk a little bit about comps and setup and such. But right now, we can't see them. Well, you can if you squint and look over my shoulder pretty effectively, as I'm trying to work out what skins and such are being played. But yeah, is there anything that you want to talk about before we get on in here? Not about the game, about other things.
Other things. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Twitch rivals. We've both been streaming a lot more recently.
We have been.
It's quite an interesting experience, I find, a lot of the time. It's like I was expecting it to fill a little bit of the extroverted socialness that I wanted, but I find at times it can be. You don't actually get that like communication. It's hard to actually have a direct communication.
Yeah. It's
as much as you're trying.
You're still talking. You're not really. You're talking with your chat, but it's more like you're talking to chat, like taking questions. In a way. I actually tried out like talking on people with Discord and like bringing them in, inviting them.
On people with Discord, yeah.
Talking on people with Discord. Yeah, sure. That's a sentence
that works.
People say.
Oh, cool.
Come on.
Just gloss over it. Move on.
But that was fun, and of course, duoing, a fun time as well.
That is true.
It's been like gaming with friends time, because like for a while I was like sticking to the solo queue grind, and now I'm like, well, I just don't see you very often. So
yes, that is the thing. Actually, having seen you this week has reminded me of how much I enjoy spending time with you. But
and now we don't have to do it.
We're getting to enough. We're getting to enough at some point. Like 3 days. 3 days is enough for me. But it is an interesting experience. So if you enjoy watching streamers, or if you watch streamers yourself, remember that it can be tough just playing games for a few hours a day. It sounds like it shouldn't be, but it can be. If it's not a break, that's the thing. It feels so. It's not a break from stuff. It's like that is my job.
Right? Yeah.
There's a compulsion to have to do it. But anyway, we're into the game, Ender, and hit me with your best shot. What we're going to talk about?
I think that like the interesting thing about the way that we're watching these games, like more often than not, we're looking like through the POV of each individual player. So like right now we're on No Way, which I think is going to be one of the more exciting matchups. Watching him on the Zed, and whether or not he can try to take over this mid lane matchup. It won't be a barrier for the Xerath. Instead, it will be the exhaust, which is going to be more effective, I think, against like some of these early all-ins, perhaps. But remember that Zed Mark is going to be doing true damage later on, so can't really reduce all that much. Although technically, if you reduce the initial damage coming in, the true damage does less.
The true damage is just the proc at the end.
The
right?
proc at the end that does the pop is based on how much damage the Zed actually does. So still going to be effective here up against the Zed. Noe actually running the longsword and refillable potion start, which I like because it lets him speed into his lethality purchase early on. And if you think about it, Xerath wants to go for his first recall on 1,300 gold. We were talking about like breakpoints yesterday around, I think you said 5 minutes, 20 seconds was around 1,300. And hey, that's the same price as the Lost Chapter. So look for Noe to actually pop for an earlier recall here on the Zed and force that trade recall when he's on around 750. That's when he can go back and speed his way into Serrated Dirk, and then he should be able to control some of the all-ins in this lane phase.
I also wonder if he wants to use that early pressure to go into other lanes, because what we saw so much from Team Nowhere yesterday was they were in other lanes all the time. Like everyone was in every lane and they're doing a lot of damage because of it. And I wonder if we'll see him maybe getting Moby boots, maybe looking for the roams, maybe getting cooldown boots, looking for roams early on. But we won't know for now as we have gone.
I think because from the Zeta that I've seen, right? Because he pops up way more.
Just call it Zeta.
No, the Zed that I've seen.
Zeta.
No, the Zed that I've seen.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, no. I see more like early Yomus than other champions.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You'd think like Duskblade sounds like a really good item. Like for the 1v1, that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. But you can actually skip out on Moby boots and either go for like tier 1s or even pick up the magical footwear in the inspiration tree and then say, hey, I actually value the passive movement speed from Yomus to get more recalls off, look for roams as well, and those torps.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's just about getting around the map as quickly as you can. What about the other lanes? You got Aphelios and Soraka into Zyra Vel'Koz in the bottom lane?
Aphelios Soraka is the tamer of the two options down there. I think it's a really cool idea to run like double mages into Soraka, because usually you think like double mages are supposed to like really punish like a melee champion down like
it's like if there's a Nautilus or a Leona or a Tom
exactly.
It's hellish and I have flashbacks and
yes, as a melee support player I can completely understand that. No, but I think against the Soraka, like Soraka is usually supposed to like, oh, I can heal through like enchanter damage or any sort of poke that an AD carry is supposed to put on me.
Sure.
But if you're getting slammed with plants from Zyra, the missiles from Vel'Koz too, like that can be really difficult to try and absorb the poke. And also, Soraka, she sacrifices her own HP to heal up her allies. So she has to step forward and land her Qs to be able to heal herself, which is not the easiest thing to do, because if you ever do that, you get, hit by a bed of plants from the Zyra, and all of a sudden, you're actually taking more damage than you're healing yourself.
That's very true, actually. I hadn't thought about the fact that Soraka can get poked out quite easily. I think it's an exhaust Zyra, by the way, with a teleport Vel'Koz and then teleport heal on the other side.
Yeah.
So I would have liked to see Ignite from the Zyra, but I guess exhaust makes sense.
So the thing is, and this is a reason why you actually just don't see double supports a lot, because like no one, or double mages in bot lane, or like these like range supports as well, you get punished really easily by ganks.
That's
right?
true.
And especially when you do see like Nautilus, Leona in the bot lane, if a Jarvan shows up with them, you're probably just gonna die. So by taking exhaust, and like in the past, we've seen like Aftershock Lux or Aftershock Fiddlesticks, these types of things to stay alive against the attention from the enemy jungler, that's going to be very good. But I actually think they're almost at no risk because it's a Soraka Aphelios lane. Like, how do those guys force into you? That's just not going to be easy at all.
Yeah, not at all. We did have a Twitch poll going up, and that we asked, will Team No Way go undefeated through the rest of the tournament? What percentage you guessing said yes?
75%.
Higher.
Really, 90%?
90%.
Wait, you asked me that same question yesterday.
That was would they win the game?
Oh,
would they go undefeated in their group? This is like undefeated through the entire tournament.
Poll.
It's a new poll.
But it's all the same people that are watching.
90% of people. It's 9 out of 10 people agree.
Yeah.
I always there's when you can sense that there's a really good joke somewhere and you just can't get to it. I know
all
that you
the time.
Yeah, but like your level of comedy is a lot higher than mine. Mine tends to be like every now and again I have a witty one-liner that works.
Sure.
But yours is like you actually think comedically, whereas I don't. And so I have this like 9 out of 10 doctors agree because I like obviously medic, etc. I can never get it to come out the way that I want it to come out, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I always just say the line, and it's like there's some like you can make this funnier, but I can't get.
Yeah,
that.
no, but I almost think you need to do that a lot of times because think about it. Like if you're writing jokes, you can write a 10 out of 10 joke. It's really hard to come up with a 10 out of 10 joke on the spot and also deliver it properly.
It's the
That's the hard
delivery.
part. Yeah.
Like, if you wait too long, then it's like, well, you
Because you're also like
thinking about
when you're
that.
casting, right? Like you have an idea of what you want to say, but it's not like you've planned out
often.
every word. Right? Not often. Well, some of us more than others apparently. No, so I'm like, I'd rather say the 8 out of 10 joke than like bite my tongue and not
test
say
it,
anything.
at least.
Yeah. And also, you have a great co-commentator with you that can bounce and make it even better.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes.
Hey, I just agreed with you.
No, you're
there was
doing a great
me
job.
going back on that one. But yes, I did used to prep one-liners. So I'd be like, oh, if this new champion's in the game, or if this guy does really well, I have like this one-liner for him. So in the past, I would have prepped things like Dan is done, etc. But now I prefer to just let them flow and see what
My
happens.
favorite actually came, I stole this from a fellow playtester of mine in the past. Riot Penguin, shout out to him, came up with the...
Isn't he a champion now?
No. Believe it. Oh yeah, Pingu, not Penguin. It's a little bit different. It was heavily inspired off of him. If you've been checking out the League subreddit, no. But when we were testing out Zoe, he came up her. Title, of course. No, her title, of course, is the Aspect of Twilight. And he came up with his Zoe-only Smurf account named the Aspect of Balance, which is perhaps my favorite thing ever because if you ever played with Zoe, she doesn't feel like she's balanced.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's the same as how we used to meme Supreme Display of Talent.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was just the same joke, and I said it the first time, I'll take credit for that one, even though it just wasn't my joke.
Oh, First Blood's happened here. Electro
I wish
Kitty
I could
dies.
tell, but this guy's covering the minimap. Adam Kish.
It was a gank. Gank top lane, unsurprisingly. It looks like it was actually a tower dive.
Yes.
That's a big wave that Electro Kitty's going to lose. And a Gurren
Double
already
kill as
giggling
well.
at the start of the game.
Yeah, so that was actually, it
was
looked
two?
like,
Okay,
it looked like Crystal showed up on the Olaf as well to that play and ended up dropping in the same time because Gurren's going to be 1-0-1 at the moment with full control over the crab and maybe a gank in mid lane as well. Adam Kish is too far forward.
Yeah, he stepped a little bit too far forward here. Duskwave's going to come out. Duskbringer, sorry. Duskwave is the empowered
Yeah.
Infernum cube.
We were talking about this yesterday where Felix is a million names.
Oh, that's exhaust juice. No way, jumps back underneath the tower. Oh, no way. Oh, mate. That was a little bit greedy,
this
my man.
legitimately looks like instant replay from yesterday's game.
Yep.
Because you remember, there was a very
died on the
early
Cassia,
death.
yeah.
Where he tried to go for the outplay in basically a 1v2 situation because at this point, Agurn was completely gone here. Agurn still wants to go for this crab, though, because it looks like Pandar's
crab.
roamed up. Yeah, Pandar roamed up, so even without the mid laner, he seems very happy to do that. I do want to like quickly go back to the mid lane gank, though, because I thought it was actually in a really good position for Agurn to look for the play, but I'm almost positive that Noe's Shadow was on cooldown.
Okay, because otherwise he would have jumped forward.
He would have
straight
jumped
away,
forward,
right,
he
right.
would have gotten the slow from the E as well, and then would have, helped Agurn land his Q. That should have been a flash, I feel like, in the mid lane if all the cooldowns had been ready, but unfortunately for Team Noe, it was not meant to be there.
Is he going to go for this? Nah, Adam Kishak has given him
Yeah.
the time of day, backed all the way off.
I also think Adam Kish sort of greeted with the recall. He was low on mana, so he couldn't fully push out the wave, and that just meant that he is now denied a full wave as Noe returns off of the death and gets to push that one in there after, of course, your low HP, your low mana, that Xerath does need to go back to base.
Have you seen that? That Nocturne's already level 5 and is farming up a Storm. He's going to be level 6 before the 6-minute mark in my estimations. I mean, very easy for him to find his first gank, especially against something like an Aphelios who's so low mobility.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for that AD carry to get away. Another kill in the top lane in the 1v1. Aguin actually only just pinged over to level 5, so it's going to be a little while before he gets the Panda. He gets the kill, but he goes down.
Super close right there. I thought that was also going to be 2 kills, picking up the Aphelios as well, but ends up being a 1-for-1 trade as Crystal makes his way down there in order to respond. This game is getting bloody, but I'm seeing a lot of parallels to the game yesterday, and that makes me worried for Team Adam Kish, because already the Fiora matchup is going the way of nice guy Ben, and now there's a TP flank.
Can I just say I love this? Because most people be like, I'll TP to the tower and pick up the wave, right? Broki's like, nah. I'm going to TP behind him, land the Tectonic Rift, get the seismic disruption, and then get the kill anyway. It's given to Brookie. He's now leveled up to level 5, and every lane is winning for Team No Way.
But I'm sure, like, I don't know how many of you guys that are watching right now in chat have actually like played in a tournament yourselves, but when there's always, it feels like one team that's like better than the rest, and that team just plays the map. It's not like they smash you in lane or anything like that. It's like plays like this where they just TP in mid lane. You never even expect that it is a possibility for them to make a move like this, and then you're just randomly killed, and then you feel really bad because everything was going well, right? They had some counterattacks.
And this is I think, a discussion you can have around teams, right? Because there is a mechanical ceiling to League of Legends, right? There's only so many inputs you can put in at once. And sometimes a player will have a higher mechanical ceiling than others, but usually it's a 2 to 5% difference. Like you look at the Fakers and Caps of the world, compare them to, compare Faker to Perks, right? There's probably a 1 to 2% difference between the two of them. But the reason that teams,
speaking to the point here.
The reason that some teams are so much better, especially at this level, is they understand all the windows they can play the map, and that's where they have a 10 to 15% differences in their macro play. So when you add up those differences, even if you're not losing in lane, you're losing everywhere else on the map, and because of it, you are 2 kills to 7 down.
Ooh,
3
nice
kills
snipes.
to 7 down at the 7.5 minute mark.
Yeah, good play right there to trade 1 for 1 in the end with a halfway roam there from Adam Kish to snipe out with the R's. Our discussion though is interesting because I feel like because I have spent some time like smurfing now and like playing in low areas, I feel like people are just better at the game mechanically than they used to be.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like people in gold are like, pulling off insects and crazy moves.
Like the insect when it came out was like a one person in the world trick.
Yeah.
And now if I see a jungler in silver who does an insect, I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by it anymore.
And to be fair, like the insect in particular, like the surprise isn't necessarily because it's like so difficult to mechanically execute.
Yeah.
It's more like people didn't know it existed.
Exactly. Right.
And now people.
But now we have the Chinese insect, which is like a much harder trick to do, where you like jump in, Q, ult them, then Q.
Yeah,
right?
and you have like the ward hop things in the middle too, and like there's a lot of these different tricks. And I feel like as people become aware of all of these, and especially with like streamers that are constantly pulling it off, right? Like it's huge numbers on all these streamers, and they're showing you literally how to do it live. All of a sudden, like you're able to try and replicate that in your own games, and it is sort of the mental difference then of how you can play the map, knowing when you have these opportunities where the gap does start to open up.
And I think the readiness, the ability to practice is pretty good for games like League of Legends as well. You can always jump on into a game. You can see sizable gold lead in the top lane, 1,500 ahead for new guy Ben as he tries to make a 1v2 happen, but his ult is in the wrong place, so he will fall. It's actually a gold lead for Adam Kish in the mid lane, by the way. He's 200 gold ahead. But across the board, there's a 2 grand lead for Team No Way at the moment.
Yeah, that should primarily be because he got the early kill 1v1 up against No Way, and of course had that rotation down for the extra last hits on the big money right there. Now, it is a 2K gold lead overall, as you mentioned, Mountain Drake 2, and wait a second, pause. We were talking about the itemization yesterday between these two top laners as No Way has to flash away from the flash Q from Adam Kish. We may still be waiting for a play with a Grin hiding in the bush at the moment.
You're going to talk about the Manamune, aren't you?
Look at this, I was.
Oh, he jumps in, Paranoia, Fear comes off as well, Aguin's going to take 1, he's looking for 2. Crystal trying to trade against him, doesn't have the ult, but Aguin shouldn't be able to chase this one down too much further.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think Olaf has the edge in this matchup, even with No Way there, he's so low, but it's a full warrior completed for Agurin, and it's tank Olaf being built here by the side of Crystal, as well as a level lead going the way of the Nocturne, so he is able to force him away from that one. But yeah, as you correctly pointed out, the Manamune up in the top lane here for Nice Guy Ben.
I will say, it is a build I have heard of, never studied, I've never done the research on it, but I am less surprised by it because I have heard of Manamune on Fiora before. I cannot tell you why it's good or why it works, but I can tell you it is a build I know.
I think the only thing that would be more surprising if he also built a Seraph's Embrace with this one.
Yes. It reminds me a little bit of the old Genja builds. You know, when he was ahead of the... That was probably before your gaming time.
I am aware of Genja.
He was ahead of his time in terms of build paths. Like, he used to go triple Dorans and Ninja Tabis and such.
No, because, I was making the joke in Champs Select where Nice Guy Ben had the full completed item to just the Executioner's Culling.
It has happened again.
Which was the Blaze Rune King, but yes, it has happened again in very different fashion this time.
I wonder if he goes Blade second.
Well, here's the thing, like, I don't care what he goes second. Like, I almost want him to like fully commit to like a blue build Fiora and go like.
Oh yeah, so Iceborne Gauntlet.
Iceborne Gauntlet.
What else
Fiora.
could you get in there?
Lucidity boots.
Lucidity Essence Reaver.
Essence
Phantom
Reaver.
Dancer.
Sure, yeah.
It's good. It's a mana blue build.
That's got to be a good build.
I think so.
I haven't done the math, but you know, just theoretically.
And here we see Noe's point of view as he looks for a gank down towards the bottom lane. Is deciding not to go all in behind the turret.
It is the Yomu's Rush, though,
It is
on
the
the
Yomu's
Zed, so
Rush.
all about those roams and finding opportunities for plays.
When you started playing League, did you have the traditional mistake of getting 2 boots? Or, like, if I was playing a champion that had a sword, I wouldn't buy any bows.
So
Like, if it was a bow in the item picture, I wouldn't buy it.
no, I didn't have the problem where I built multiple boots, because like I did weird tooltips, but we got to play in mid.
And we have Kurin's going to jump in. Stopwatch popped.
He is okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He gets out of it. Even leaves some return damage. No, my go-to build I was a cannon one trick, but in whatever game I play, I'm always like the agility or the speed class. I want to be
Okay, yeah.
fast. Primarily
Cannon
because
makes
like,
sense.
I was never really fast.
That's why you play Pikachu in Smash.
Yeah, exactly. No, I actually only play fast champions. So I picked Kennen and I built mobility boots. I always rush mobility boots, and then we got to dive in the mid lane.
Hit by the Ragnarok, but even with the death mark, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get away from this one. Reckless Swing comes in, and Crystal takes the kill.
Yeah, these are the all-ins where it's like, okay, Adam Kish are getting kills, but wait a second, nice guy Ben just got a solo kill in the top. Wait, no, that actually was the other way.
Oh,
Wait a second.
come back.
Nice guy Ben's getting
It's on. It's on. Imagine getting Manamune and then dying in lane. Ugh. Disgraceful.
Gonna go out on a limb here and say
Living up to his name.
Manamune.
Nice guy.
He's just donating kills. He knew Electric Kitty had a rough time the last time these two players duked it out in the top lane. So he said, you know what? Take a little bit, you know? Have some time for yourself. Have some kills.
See, I also know Electro Kitty is a Diamond 2, Diamond 1 player.
Uh-huh.
And the thing in the bottom left corner of his stream,
Says he's
he's like,
gold 2.
Gold 2, 47% win rate in solo queue. Only 15 games, but it's...
Why do you
surprisingly
figure he
slightly.
named that account Riven I Miss You, though? Is
Maybe it's the account he doesn't play Riven on.
Because, like, clearly he plays a lot of Riven.
Yes, I assume he's a Riven
Like, he
watcher.
picked it into the same matchup that he got trashed in
They first picked it
yesterday.
both games that we've seen them.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
but this time he's winning it, so there you go.
If you want to see more Riven gameplay, go watch Electro Kitty stream with the Twitch Rivals
go
extension.
check it
You can
out.
have a look.
It's cheesy. It's cheesy.
Second dragon of the game was taken there for Team No Way. That's an Infernal to go alongside. I believe it was a mountain. they
I
picked up
think the
earlier
mountain
on.
was picked up by Team No Way.
Yeah, that's
recall.
so. Oh, was that not No Way who just got that one? No, that was,
gonna
Adam
be,
Kish. Yeah, sorry,
Crystal
my
finished
mistake.
that one off.
I'm so used to having the full map view and a personal
See you,
computer.
and now we've got it.
Yeah, the personal computer where I can see the full map as well. So like you can click on things, you can move stuff around, you can rewind. You can check out champion ability names.
Yep, if you need to cheat a little bit, always a help.
Is it cheating? This is the thing,
It's
right?
using your resources.
Oh, it still gets him just on the tip. Baruki able to take the damage in. Agurin's going to dive in onto Sculpture here, but Sculpture is dead. Pandar's going to get taken out by the Ragnarok, and the Strangle Thorns will not knock him up. But Adam Kish is dead.
Wow. Well, Team No Way
Yeah.
seems to have completely taken over the game at this point with the dives down towards the bot side. Now up to
Crystal.
a 5k gold lead, and Crystal is stuck under this tower. Honestly, Team No Way can just hit the tower first. and then
Imagine
go for
being
the dive.
Olaf in this situation. All you see is this like Elderwood horror coming at you alongside an assassin and a tentacle beast, the likes of which you've only seen on some very strange websites.
Look, it's like a crossover of way too many things right now, and it's
Cthulhu.
making me uncomfortable.
It's Cthulhu, Eldritch Horror, and
something else.
Sekiro. They've all combined to form your worst nightmare.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about. Okay. So, wait, maybe some kills. Going back the way of Team Kish. That's a TP down from Electro Kitty, it would appear.
You can hear No Way laughing there. I think Agurin jumped over the wall at the same time. Electric jumped in the other direction.
Oh, they just
So,
swapped
yeah.
places? Wow. All right. So, No Way. Oh, God Cycro super low. He's an alcove gamer. Getting ready to
Alcove
go.
gameplay. Oh, but he's being baited. The sentry comes down. Not going to hit with the moonshot.
That was anticlimactic.
Not if you were Adam Kitch's team. That was exactly the climax they hoped that situation would achieve.
I hope that's not the climax of the game for Adam Kish, because it's going to be
But that
rough
play,
from here on
that
out.
play.
Narrowly avoiding certain death is the climax. That's their highlight of the day.
Paranoia was used mid lane, and that is another kill for actually Panda picking that one up.
Yeah.
Black Cleaver, second item here on the Nocturne. Now, knowing Vedius, this is the build.
Yes,
There is
so
a high elo
Vedius,
Nocturne player in Korea. Vedius used to go only lethality, and now he's realized bit of cooldown reduction makes a lot of sense on a champion that wants to use their ultimates and their abilities more often.
also the HP.
Yeah.
It's been liking these more, tanky-ish builds that you can actually stay in fights, maybe get a second rotation of your fear off of. At the same time, I do want to point out Team Adam Kish's itemization. Pure defense, by the way. Like, Zhonya's in mid lane makes sense against the Zed, but it's not a Lost Chapter item, so you don't have the same staying power on the map. Hex Drinker in the bot lane for Skypture as well, which again makes so much sense when you're laning against double AP, but it's not effective when a Zed is jumping on your face, so it's very much focused on the lane. But we're now at a phase where No Way is just looking for kills roaming around the map, and the whole team now is going to be looking for these fights, and that means Hex Drinker is not going to mean anything when a Zed is actually the person jumping on it.
Yeah, it doesn't do that much magic damage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
I'll reset and buy.
I'm interested to see the 6,000 gold lead for Team No Way continue to extend, because that's the expectation for this game. No Way can just play up in the side lane. We're only 17.5 minutes in, but last time these two teams faced, it was a 20-minute game.
Yes.
Expect this one to be slightly longer as the Rift Herald is being started by Team No Way. Ragnarok used very early on here, but the chase is on. Paranoia comes in from Mercurian as they look to dive underneath. Now we're into the jungle. Riven able to flash away. Still surviving for the moment. Brokey's taking out Crystal, though, and Agurin's going to be answered in return. Riven stepping up. Good stun coming out. Nice guy. Ben able to dodge around. He will fall, though, to the final order attack coming out from Skypture. The Rift Herald still aggroed here. Skypture doesn't really want to step up, but there's no smite for Brokey or Panda. They're looking to take it. Skypture gets it and steals it away. Lands a root on Brokey. Is exhausted, but Panda, can he trade into this?
No Way's on the flank, too. Watch him
No Way's on
underneath.
the flank. Brokey's going to try and survive. Skypture's trying to chase him down. The Living Artillery, or Arcane Barrage, coming out will help Brokey get the kill, and No Way will get one as well.
Yeah, oh man, it was a really sweet steal there, though, from Skypture to get into the pit. Maybe try to extend this game a little bit longer. That Rift Herald may have been used to break into the base. We'll watch it one more time, because again, at the start, neither mid laner is in this fight. You can see God Sycar is also trying to run up, and Electro Kitty has a really sweet turnaround here. He doesn't quite hop into the redemption, so maybe could have gotten some bonus healing. Goes in for the all-in, but isn't able to finish him off. The damage from Brokey is a bit too much. And then Sycra thinks he can actually walk in here. It makes a lot of sense when, or Skypture thinks he can go in with God Sycra. And, even with the exhaust coming on through, he's able to walk into the pit and steal away the Rift Herald. But that's where No Way comes in and puts an end to the fun and games for Team Adam Kish.
Yeah, and Adam Kish himself wasn't able to land enough of those Arcane Barrages to get a kill. Only hit one of the 4, as far as I could see.
Dude, the items right now are so different. Like, look at bot lane. It's 2
yeah, but it's 7 kills to 1, and
yeah.
it's always going to be quite different at this stage of the game. You've got a 9,000 gold lead, 8,000, sorry.
Oh?
Nice guy Ben trying to trade.
Wow.
Guy's just going to hug the wall, but won't be able to do enough. And
You win that fight. Why are you running away?
Well, didn't really want to take it. Grand Challenge came down, and we're pretty sure which one of them was winning in the end. Sometimes you got to run away from a fight, Andy. You can't pick every battle.
It's true. It's very
Self-care, Sometimes you got to understand when to cut a fight out of your life.
Yeah, it's
leave bad friends behind, Sometimes you got to do it for you, Ender. You got to look after yourself.
It's
on this day more than any other day. Don't believe everything everyone's telling you. I think that's
especially on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only place you really are nowadays. So.
That sigh was felt amongst every
I know.
single person.
I actually just got sad as I was saying. It wasn't even a joke. It was just
man.
I was accepting my reality.
Globally, we will get through this together. We'll do it. Actually, I did read a really good message, because I had a few friends who were like, I'm getting frustrated that I'm not as productive as I want to be. I think I'm struggling. It's I think the one time you can really forgive yourself for not being productive is during a global unexpected pandemic, right? Like everything is going to hell in a handbasket. Give yourself a break, look after yourself. You can be productive at the end of it, right? You don't have to be productive.
There's also like a lot of different things you can do too. Because I found if I just spend the entire day like sitting in front of my computer and like walking just to the kitchen for food, like you can get real sad real quick.
You definitely can. Ragnar's going to be popped up in the top lane, and we're going to watch the Rift Tower push in the mid. It's important, but Electro Kitty's actually taking a kill up there. That's a strong turnaround considering early on, remember, Electro Kitty and Crystal died in a 2v2, and we thought that lane was pretty much over. Electro Kitty has shown us why he is such a Riven player.
I mean, he did turn around with that 1v1 as we got another play going on in the jungle.
Chase is on. Agurin dives in. Soraka's going to fall soon as well. That's no way going unstoppable. And as much as we keep saying, Adam Kish's team are finding avenues back into this game, No Way's team has been very much in control.
It's Adam Kish's team are finding kills.
Yeah.
They're not finding ways back into the game. That comes from objectives, from gold, from all these different sources, because even when you do get the kills, it's still ultimately going to be Team No Way for you coming away with the wins, as they've got a push in all 3 lanes, a teleport into the bot lane from Nice Guy Ben as well.
They've somehow synced all 3 waves. Like, I'd see LEC teams that can't do this. Like, with Baron, they're like, oh guys, we'll play around 1 wave for the next 5 minutes because we have the Baron buff. It's like, no, they've got every wave pushing in at the right time. They're winning the 1v1s in the bottom side. Nice Guy Ben able to trade here. Brokey and No Way go just destroy them. Godslike is going to die as well. This is game. It's over. The flash from Panda just messing with their heads. Team No Way continue their undefeated spree. 3 games yesterday and now 1 today as they pick up another cool $1,000 to round out the first game of the day. Strong stuff from Team No Way, and they continue undefeated here in Twitch Rivals Europe.
The path to 31K continues, Medic. 4 in the bank now, and a little plus 50 action as well for Brokey. Brokey, who, by the way, the ultimate, like, he's doing like trigonometry on the rift right there.
Pythagorean theorem.
No, because I can't quite remember like what the targets were, but I think he last hit the Aphelios with his Q, like the initial cast of it, and then the angle caught Soraka, which then let him lay down the ultimate onto.
Just next level mind games, man. He's playing 4D chess while the rest of us are playing
League of Legends.
TFT.
Last time I checked.
Well,
it's League of Legends Twitch Rivals, people. I just want to don't believe a word that Medic's saying right now.
This isn't Valorant? I was promised Valorant. What a shame. We're going to have a look to see how the standings look after that game. Of course, we know that Team No Way will be at the top of it. 4 wins, 0 losses. Team Teamless, though, defeated Team Wicked.
Okay.
I believe that's for the second time. It is for the second time. So Team Teamless looking like they're going to be the standout second place in this group, because now Team Wicked needs to take a win off Team No Way to get a tie there at the top.
And I believe that would mean also that Adam Kish's team has been eliminated from moving on.
Can't get 3 wins anymore, yeah.
Can't get 3 wins anymore.
But they can still play for Pride.
That's true.
And for $1,000 a game, right? So yeah, get the money in. And just, for the fun of it as well. I really enjoy playing with friends, even if I'm losing. And I often am when I play with my friends. They're not the best.
They're always holding you back. Not only duo, though. 100%.
Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that last game. I don't really want to answer those questions from Ender, but yes. So early on, this is after Agurin has got that assist and kill up in the top lane. He came down towards the bottom side. And he and Brookie really put on a clinic early in the game.
Oh, this was the TP flank from the bot lane Vel'Koz, completely catching Adam Kish off guard and literally dodging all the Zera skill shots. The stun, the damage, really nicely stunned against those linear abilities right there. As one more time, it's just a pile up in the bot lane. And that was sort of the story of this game for Team No Way. Like, top lane was doing its own thing. Like, Fiora was winning the matchup, and then she was losing the matchup, and then like hard losing, and then winning again. It was just like all over the place. But bot lane was just send as many people down here as literally possible and come away with a lot of wins. And Brokey finished off the game with almost 10 kills, I think.
I didn't see that. Electro Kitty actually survived there because of the wish that came out.
Yes.
And that actually turned that, because if you get the Grand Challenge healing off earlier,
the wish being the Soraka ultimate, of course.
Yeah, the wish being the Soraka.
Yeah, not all of us are as aware of all the champion abilities as you are.
Oh, I meant the wand that you get in this an Animal Crossing if you get enough meteorite.
Oh, yeah.
You get a bamboo one at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah, but it has to drop from a gift. Like, you could get the diagram to make a bamboo wand. Okay, today, by the way, is the day for new Animal Crossing stuff. There's there's peach trees. Peach blossom.
Cherry blossoms.
Yes, cherry, sorry, not peach, yes.
That's
Go get them.
Go get them.
And if you do get them, maybe there'll be a Twitch Rivals Animal Crossing, who knows? Who knows? I doubt it. I don't know how you'd get competitive Animal Crossing on. Who can catch more tarantulas?
Tarantula catching, that's the one. Oh, this play was so close from Electro Kitty. Of course, they do end up getting the kill. That was Skypter finishing him off from long range there on the Aphelios. And then also flashing on in there to steal away the Rift Herald, but it was not enough in the end.
Yeah, and it's what you constantly said, right? Like, there were kills for Adam Kish, but then you get a kill, you get a Rift Herald, and both your players would die at the end anyway. So although you were trying to get back in, you will always lose two steps forward, 3 steps back, you know?
And it's like hard to criticize either, because it's like, you know, they did make some good moves. Like Crystal had some solid ganks. You know, the 1v1s went the way of Electric Kitty in the top lane a couple times. But you can beat Team No Way as individual players sometimes. I'll give you that. Sure. How do you beat Team No Way, the team, is the question, because they've won a Twitch Rivals. They've been playing together for literally forever. It's hard to do.
90% of our audience don't think anyone's going to be able to do it at this Twitch Rivals. We're going to be right back after this break with more League of Legends gameplay, so don't you guys go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Twitch Rivals Europe, where we bring you only the highest quality of League of Legends gameplay. Gameplay that has been fried in a pan with some shiitake mushrooms and a little bit of olive oil. First flush, of course. It's delicious, it's nutritious, and it's what we've got here for you today. And talking about more great things, Twitch Rivals Europe is partnered with Game Fuel. It's made with ingredients shown to improve alertness and accuracy. It has a resealable lid and a non-slip grip. You can find out more at gamefuel.com. Go on over there and get all of your gaming needs seen too. Now, Ender.
First, I need to respond to that. Did you just describe the perfect meal? You got some game fuel and then whatever the shiitake mushroom.
League of Legends fried up with some shiitake mushrooms and some delicious olive oil.
Love it.
Okay, so I learned a while ago about the different types of olive oil because there's like first press. And that's like the really
Wait, I thought olive was the type of oil.
See? So it's the same with tea. There are different types of tea. So you have like first flush
Capital,
tea.
lowercase, bold, italics.
Yes, those are the different types of tea. I'm not going to jump on into my Britishisms about how you get first flush Darjeeling, or you can get a later brew that comes from later on in the season. It has a more vibrant and robust taste, but isn't as delicate as some teas. You know what else is quite delicate? Our tournament structure. Today we're on day 2 of the group stages. Each group is playing in a round robin, and we're into the second stage of that. Currently, Team No Way undefeated. They have won $4,000 because they've won 4 games in their group stages. And if they win the whole thing, they'll take home a sizable sum of $25,000 alongside however much they have won in groups. Overall, we're playing for $75,000 here, Ender.
Yeah, and already it's looking good for no tiebreakers tomorrow, at least in Group A, I believe.
Basically impossible in Group A unless Wicked
No Way
beats
would have No Way would have to lose to Team Teamless, I think, because Team Teamless is 3-1 at the moment.
Yes.
Yes.
No. Okay, so a tie for first and second wouldn't matter too much.
Okay.
I don't know if we play out I guess we would play out the tiebreaker because we have to see which seed goes in. But it's second and third that's the most important one because that's who gets through. So if No Way beats Team Teamless and then Wicked win their next 2 games, then we'd have a second, third.
Right. Okay.
If No Way loses to Teamless, we can only have a first, second.
Yeah, but it would probably rely on Team Kishak picking up a win against a Team Teamless.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables at play.
There are a huge amount of variables
when it comes to tiebreakers.
But yes, Team Wicked need to win out if they have any chance of getting through in Group A. Group B, of course, will play later today after we have rounded out Group A, and we'll find out what goes on there as well, because that seems like a pretty exciting group. Solari at the top, but underneath them, who knows? Anything goes.
Yeah, I think, again, we're looking at battles for second place today,
pretty much.
more than we're going to be looking at battles for first place, because it seems like our previous finalists were the clear favorites all around.
I totally agree with you there. And we actually have a pretty big game in terms of the standings coming up next because it's No Way versus Team Teamless. And Wicked will be looking on and hoping very much that Team No Way wins so that Team Teamless stay at that 3-win scoreline.
Yes, I think depending on a Teamless win.
You want me to explain it to
loss,
you to make sure? Yeah.
I don't know because I'm running through it in my head here.
Yeah, but I have it in my head. It's being completed in my head.
They're playing for first place. If they lose, they're playing for second potentially.
Good job.
There you go.
It's not.
I didn't need your help. I could do it all on my own.
Okay. You should have held that for longer. You should have held that for longer.
They switched
the matchups. Okay, yeah. So next up, of course, we have Wicked versus Adam Kishak. No Way playing Teamless, and then Wicked versus No Way, which could be Wicked's last chance to get on into that second spot.
Don't forget, though, these are not the only games we're playing today because there's a whole other round 1, 2, and 3 for our Group B squads that will be taking place after these next 2 streamed matches.
That's very true. And Ender, we have a little bit of time right now. What do you want to discuss? I tried to bring up olive oils and teas, and you slammed that down. You went, no. That was a lot louder than I expected.
Yours, please.
I haven't worked out in like a couple of weeks. I didn't think I had that strength left.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want a funny story? Is this funny anecdote time? I'll give you a funny anecdote.
I mean, it depends if it's funny or not.
Okay, I'll give you an anecdote that I found amusing.
I will judge it.
Okay, cool. So I have a new desk, right? Because I built a desk to set up I have to have 2 setups. One LEC one with the Riot PC that means that Riot can back-end access it in case anything goes wrong, and my own personal setup, right? So I built my new desk, I put everything on it, and I was like, oh, this desk is a little bit low for me. A little bit high for me. I wanted it a little bit lower. And it's adjustable with Allen keys, but you loosen the screw, and then you manually lower it, and then you tighten the screw, right? So all of my PC is set up on top of this desk. Heavy stuff, right? So it's like a couple of monitors, all of my other stuff. Also the food that I had been cooking because I decided this
is
after
also
cooking.
on that desk?
Also on the desk, right? So I start to lower it, and for some reason, it goes all the way down, but I can't push it back up. So I'm there underneath the desk, and the desk is like at this height. It's super low, and I'm like trying to work out how to shove this thing up while tightening the screw at the same time, and there's a good like 30 kilos on top of me. So I'm very confused, and in the end, it turns out I'd over-loosened the screw, and it caught on something inside. So I was like, I know I've lost some muscle mass recently, but I should be able to lift a table off the floor. Anyway, that's my story, and that was very funny, and now we're into picks and bans. Ender, hit me up.
I'll give it a 7. A 7.
man.
Primarily because I'm just imagining you like trying to like squat it or something.
It was like atlasing it, but also on my back, trying to like leg press it up into the air. It was
I
a
think the
sight to
visuals
see.
can only improve
It was a
the
sight to
story.
see. Anyway, picks and bans here. No way on the blue side. Team Teamless on the red. Thresh and Kaz expand away by Team Teamless. Unsurprisingly, Kaisa and the Yumi removed by Team No Way so far.
Wow, the Yumi bans like every game coming out of No Way. Like I guess Pandar and Brokey just hate that champion. They've got
I would.
personal issues with it.
I really dislike playing into Yumi. I played into a Yumi Singed the other day. That is not fun.
No.
That is not an enjoyable
The
experience.
funny thing about Yumi is like she pairs like her worst pairing is 80 carries. She never wants to be attached to
Put her on Pantheon, put her on Aurelia, put her on an Olaf. Destroy
Garen,
bottom.
perhaps.
I actually wonder if Yumi Talia would be any good.
It could
I feel
be
like
all right.
it'll be
I
okay.
feel like Yumi just enables like backline divers
Backline
so
bruisers, yeah.
much.
So
Anyone
strong.
that struggles with like actually reaching their target, like that's the weakness in their kit that's been allotted. She's just gonna make them.
Or really good on champions that you shouldn't chase, like Singed. Like, if it says don't chase Singed, you can't chase it even more because it's quicker.
You also
And then
can't run away
Rylai's-
from it.
But you can also build Rylai's first item on the Singed there. You don't have to worry about damage. You can, because you're getting healed.
Swiftness boots.
I actually don't want to talk about it anymore because it was that annoying to play.
Move us along then.
Okay, so Varus is the first pick here for Team Teamless. Ziggs locked in for Brokey, we assume, in the bottom lane. Varus Nautilus, a strong lane. Can go lethality if you want, but most Varuses we see at the higher end of play go for that lethal tempo play, the Ruinking Ginsu's build.
And I believe we did see a lot of the Varus Thresh yesterday.
We did.
Actually, it was Brokey and Pandar playing that in their first 2 games. So this time, instead, it will be the Varus being taken away by Team Teamless. Last time they tried taking away the Ziggs, but now that they are actually red side, we probably get to see Brokey's signature Ziggs pick, which I'm hyped for.
Oh, I'm hyped for it as well. I think we saw it yesterday, though, didn't we?
No, I thought it was Kantos.
No, we saw Kantos play it, but I'm pretty sure we saw Brokey play it once yesterday as well. I might be wrong.
Perhaps.
I have watched all of Brokey
There
in
were
the past.
so many games. There were 12 games yesterday.
There were. Only 3 of them had Team No Way in, though. So, anyway, here's another thing, by the way.
Yeah.
We have the players in our ears, and I'm learning a little bit of German at the moment. So every now and again, I pick up on a word, and I'm like, oh, I know that word. And I picked up on one that was pretty rude a moment ago. So I'm not sure if I interpreted it correctly, but that was, yeah. Anyway, Braum and Nocturne locked
Thanks
in
for the
once
input.
again for Team No Way, and it looks like it's going to be a set top lane
Okay.
for Team Teamless, giving a little bit of power to Teamless himself. Of course, he is the top laner for Team Teamless. Teamless is the Team Teamless's top laner.
Why is his name Team Teamless sub though? Is he subscribed to Team? Maybe he's subscribed to Team.
It's like how LS calls himself Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, there are many streamers out there that you can give it to.
Yes, like 10 of
I
them are in
felt
this
it
game.
would be a little bit unfair to try and plug my own
Yeah, I
Twitch
really thought
Prime
you were
members.
gonna try and plug in me. Then I could have.
You don't even have
a lot of people
emotes yet.
streaming right now. That's not true.
Oh no, you have some cool ones.
I have a weird change.
You really need
That's
to
all
make
that
a proper Ender Champ one.
Yes.
Okay, anyway.
W.
If you guys do want to make some emotes for Ender, hit him up on Twitter. We talked about this yesterday. Twitter.com/EnderCast.
I did get some good suggestions yesterday, so I appreciate
Both suggestions, but also like people that can do them. Because really, he doesn't want to put in the effort in finding someone, but he'll happily work with you if you reach out to him. So tell me more about the draft.
The draft, well, I'm like a little disappointed, honestly, that Agurn's playing the Nocturne again when like Wukong's open. Could have gone for the Monkey, could have gone for the Elise, you know, there's a lot of good options out there. The Nocturne was a little boring last game, like he just ulted bot lane and got a bunch of kills, seemed a bit unfair. So
I think it would have been quite fun for him. It may have been boring to watch, and he
no one
ultimately kills
enjoys
someone.
playing Nocturne though. Literally 0 people.
I think no one who respects themselves in a solo lane would enjoy playing Nocturne.
It's more than that. No one enjoys playing with a Nocturne on their team.
Ah, yes. I think we may be slightly
Or
skewed.
Nocturne players on their team.
Yeah, I think we might be slightly skewed on like our usual experience with Nocturne players.
I do find it funny though that like we brought up like Frusker and we brought up Lord and we're like saying positive things about it. It was like, nah, screw that guy.
we both love Vedius. It's just gameplay leaves a lot to be desired.
It just keeps going, it piles up.
Okay, so Elise was the next lock from Team Teamless. They're going to take that in the jungle, and Gangplank is the lock into this set pick in the top lane.
It's just globals everywhere. I think we're seeing like some bot lane dives in this type of a game. So the one interesting thing is very similar to yesterday's game. The King in the jungle for Team Teamless is going to be on a champion with early game impact. Yesterday it was the Olaf, and he really didn't get much done until the play in the bot lane. So like I need ganks from level 3 onwards, because it's very clear that if you like go even or fall behind or even get like a tiny lead against Team No Way, they're just going to beat you with their map play, right? They're just going to, group up, find these TPs, etc., etc. So, like, if you're not making things happen early on, nothing is going to work, and that's where it's like, okay, you can't really gank too well in the mid lane. Maybe against a Silas who has to extend to last hit, it's possible, but I'm looking more at, like, can you go top lane early? Bot lane with a Nautilus, can you make something happen down there? Regardless, the King is going to need to make something work.
Really has to, because Nocturne, as soon as he hits 6, is just going to be very powerful, and we've seen the fact that Aguirre doesn't mind doing things before level 6 as well on the Nocturne. He went top lane last game. We'll see if he does that again today. Corki was the final lock in the mid lane. Good matchup into the Silas. You can constantly harass him down. Silas kind of early on has to trade his health for lane positioning, because otherwise you just get pushed under your tower.
I swear we've had this conversation like very recently.
So we haven't
about the Silas
but
Corki?
It was on the LEC.
Okay.
And I deliberately stole, I think it was Vedius's point, or like it was maybe you.
It had to have been my point, because
I heard it, and I was like, I'm gonna steal that for the next time I talk about this matchup.
You know what happened probably is I got subbed in.
Yes, it was when we had Benchius and he lagged out. You came in,
exactly.
We discussed it, and then Vedi took over afterwards, and then we had the discussion.
And then you.
Yeah, I deliberately stole it, and you know what they say: imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and everything is plagiarism in the end. Everything's been done, right? Think of something that hasn't been done on Twitch. Do it, because you'll make millions. But I've seen people play League on bananas. Okay, everything's been done by now.
League on bananas?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. There's a German Twitch streamer who does League on. He did League in a car. He did League on bananas. He did League with like cutlery.
Was he like eating a lot of bananas?
No, but he played like the bananas were his keys. Like Maxim, I think is the guy. He's a really famous German streamer, really fun to watch. Even if you don't understand German, I recommend looking up some of his stuff.
I recognize that. I actually think I've seen a couple.
There'll be like a few bananas out, and his R key will be a banana. He'll be like smashing it, and it'll just be like breaking all over the place. But he's rigged it up so it actually leads into his great fun, incredibly fun to watch, and you can learn German. Not very well, but you can try and learn German from it.
Why are you trying to like tell people to like learn German? Just I know you're learning German.
I think what I have realized over the last few weeks is having 15 to 20 minutes of a hobby a day has actually really helped me keep sane, right? Just keep like in a good mental space. So even just having Duolingo, that owl, very scary by the way, haunts my dreams, popping up every day and being like, hey, you should do this for 15 minutes. Yeah. It just gives you that sense of like productivity even on bad days.
I'm running into the opposite problem with productivity, because I like to think I'm a fairly creative person, and I have like 5 different ideas for stuff that I want to do. Like I want to make a Skyrim mod, I want to make like a map for CS, I want to write comedy, like I want to write a TV. Like there's a million, and I just can't do any of them because I have one idea and I'm like constantly darting.
That's why you do 15 minutes of it. You do 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, but I can't like all in my time.
I'm like, then you do initiation energy. You say, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to do this, and if it keeps going, that's cool. If it doesn't, then that's cool as well. I find that that initiation energy is something that like
I've never heard that term before.
Oh, maybe it's just something I use. Maybe like it's the idea of to start off a reaction. I think it might be chemical, right? But it's you need a catalyst. You need something to kick off the reaction, right? And if you do the first 10 minutes, if after that 10 minutes you're like, I'm not getting anywhere, this is boring, I don't want to do this, you can stop. But if at the end of that 10 minutes you're like, I'm being productive, you just keep going until you feel like you want to stop. It's the initiation energy.
No, for sure. It's like like going to the gym, right? Like it's like
to get there. The walk to the gym is the hardest part of going to the gym, right? So if you walk to the gym and at the gym,
or actually no, it's pull-ups.
I just don't do.
It's not walking to the gym is really easy, guys.
I can't do them. My body weight is too heavy compared to what I can. I can't do a pull-up.
I'm a very tall person, so I weigh a lot, but I don't have much.
That's the excuse. That's the excuse we use, Ender.
It's legitimate though.
No, you don't. Like we have bigger bones, but we're not big boned, and we're just chubby.
It's also my
Okay, I'm
brain.
just
My
chuffed.
brain weighs so much. Dude.
Ah, that's true.
Like all these,
That is true.
there's like at least 10 kilos of
you know-
League of Legends
you know
in there.
what? There's times that my medical knowledge, I really wish I could just pick numbers out of my head, but I can't remember how much the average human brain weighs. We have lost about a tennis ball of brain size in the last 10 million years as a human race.
Wait, so you're telling me
Our brains have actually got smaller in the last 10 million years.
we've gotten smarter? We've gotten
Have
more
we?
efficient.
Yeah, see,
you
there's
go.
two different arguments, right? And as the start of this game is slower, I'll divulge,
Yeah.
allow myself.
I'm way more interested.
I'll allow myself the little bit of joy of explaining this. So there's two different arguments I've seen. One is we are more efficient, so all of the axons, the neurons in your brain, the nerve cells
Yeah.
that make your brain, are better aligned. We have quicker highways, right? Instead of having multiple different neurons going to the same place, we have one that goes to the specific place it has to go to. The other argument is we don't have to survive the way we used to survive. Like, we don't have to be hunter-gatherers anymore. We don't have to think about prey and predators and all of this stuff. We are comfortable. We're lazy. It's kind of the Wall-E school of thought, right? Which is we don't have to use so much of our brain in the way they didn't have to use their muscles anymore because they didn't have to walk around. So they got, they were all in chairs. I'm not sure which school I ascribe to. I do think, having played solo queue,
Finish, please. It's gonna be good.
there is an argument that we're not using our brains as much as we used to. I think there's a very strong argument for that.
Oh no. Honestly, though, like, if you're a jungler in solo queue, you are a hunter-gatherer. Your brain is so big. Like, you have the survival instincts, too.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, not only you're trying to fend off the enemy champions, you're trying to fend off your own allies.
Oh, no way!
Sick.
That was a big brain play right there. The king is trying to get across to see if he can get something out of this. The rappel up, cocoon, before the blast goes, he needs to pop it. No way's on the wrong side. He gets to the wolves. Here we go. This is the hunter-gatherer mentality. No way. Went the wrong way. Kingslayer in, but will get taken out and eaten by the spider.
Oh, good counter gank there from the king. That's what I was waiting for. I need him on the map sooner, and it happened. Unfortunately for Team Teamless, though, it is still Noe that came away with a really slick first blood kill. I don't think an assist went onto that Corki either, so that matchup could get worse from here on out, especially 3 minutes in. He probably gets a couple of amp tomes off that one, or maybe just a second Doran's.
No way doesn't have flash now, though.
It's
so they
true.
can
Very
repeat
gankable.
gank him. The king had the wave timing.
Yeah. Against Elise in particular, like as the minion wave comes up, like you need to be able to land the
topside,
cocoon.
yeah.
So it's really, really hard to find that gank timer right.
Oh, Nocturne is in the mid lane though. Agurin looking for a gank. He's gonna get cocooned. Goodbye, my man. Ally slain as No Way watches this jungler in to win.
No, he's just spamming the question marks. I respect the fact they did not spam the question marks
Yep.
because that is what I'd be doing. I know he's in comms, so he's probably just flaming him right now, as he deserves. Literally, a level 4 Nocturne just strolls into your lane, like, here's the kill, runs into the enemy tower. Don't know what's going on with that.
Did Oh, sorry. My brain has gone blank. Did Castellan get the kill?
On the mid lane dive,
on the Nocturne.
yeah. If we just get a tab press very quickly, yeah,
Yeah, he did. And he's got Carl as well. And a 20 CS lead
Wow.
in the mid lane. Wow. Wow. Sorry, Owen Wilson. I didn't realize I was casting with you today.
This is how I react, like off stage. Like someone tells me, I'm just like, wow, every time. Like it must be impressive.
You see No Way trading in once again. That Kingslayer will heal you up a bunch. Top lane is difficult for Nice Guy Ben. He's been pushed back quite a... Wow.
Okay.
Pushed back a couple of times by the set. I expect this is the way the matchup goes early on, though. Like,
Well-
set should have trading potential against the Gangplank.
Yes, like I do think it works. Like Set won't take like usually GP can actually win attrition wars in top lane. He's gonna have refillable or corrupting potion, and we'll just spam Qs on the enemy champion to whittle them down. But because of Set's passive, he just soaks so much damage with that innate health regen regen that's built into the kit. And also, Set is like a fake melee champion in lane because his W is really long range, does a lot of damage, gives him a shield. Like, he can just poke and push the wave at the same time.
He's got to have traded with you before, otherwise he doesn't get as big a shield.
That's true. But like primarily, it's just like an actual wave clear tool.
Okay.
Where you clear the wave and also poke, and that's really powerful because it's very rare that abilities are able to do both, right? Like most abilities that do wave clear are either like smaller circles or like a line, and if it's a line, you just stay away from the line of minions. If it's a circle, you stay away from like the low minions that they want to poke.
Yeah, I
like,
guess you stay away from the line of true damage. But you're still getting hit with damage.
Exactly. Like you can dodge some of it, but you can't dodge all of it. And because it's this giant cone, it can hit all 6 minions and also you if you're ever trying to step up in CS.
I always wonder what we should name that, because I've heard a few different names of it. It's like the Trapezoid of Doom, the Cone of Shame.
Yeah, I affectionately refer to it as Sets W.
That's a very affectionate name, Ender. Ask it for Valentine's next year. Get it some roses, you know?
You could call it, oh, you know what? Depending on how good it's like a really insane, you know, when Set's like very low HP and he gets the massive shield and like gets a double kill with it, that's the Monka W.
The Monka W.
Yeah.
There we go. Appealing to Twitch chat.
And then when it's the really baby shield, it's Keck W.
Ah,
There you go.
that's actually good. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. We did see the scoreboard there for a little while. Seems to be pretty even, about a 10 CS lead in the mid lane for Castellan, but bot lane, I did notice it's a lethality Varus here, and I'm interested to see how Kantos takes it, because he's got a serrated Dirk right now. Could, of course, be not completely lethality, but it doesn't really make sense to go a little bit lethality and not completely. Gank coming in here as they look for the fight. Piercing arrow is going to connect, but here comes Agurin as he turns it around. Cannon Barrage comes out as well. Repel used. Agurin down to about half HP, but that at least is already squashed like a bug. And Braum will escape as well. This is good from Team No Way. They dive back in. Can't quite get the damage. Whoa, Kantos. Whoa, man. Back, flashes away. Underneath the turret, manages to survive just about, but that was very greedy. And now he's going to get knocked back with a satchel charge, and he's done.
No.
Goodbye, Kantos. And here comes No Way for the cleanup crew. Get 3, lose. Get 1, lose 3 there for Team Teamless.
Right when I thought it's like, oh, you lose one member, the game's still going to be close. All of a sudden, the exhaust comes in, they can't finish it off. This is where they needed to call off the gank, and they did, but it's a level 6 Nocturne turning it around with the Gangplank ulti as well. The exhaust is really crucial here, going down onto Kantos, because he can't quite finish off the Braum or the Nocturne.
This positioning is...
Like, he goes for the kill.
Flash,
Agurin does flash away, so it was very close right there. But then watch this. Kantos stops looking at his own character model. He's looking for the snipe. He's like, wait a second. Oh no, I got bumped back, and now I am dead.
Bibbidi bumped right back in. Brookie now 102 70 farm and has that lost chapter in his inventory. Wait, Forbidden Idol? The blue one.
Wait, what?
Yeah, lost.
Aether Wisp?
No.
Lost chapter?
Lost chapter. I was right. I don't know why I was getting confused. It's Fiendish Codex and Lost Chapter sometimes confuse me, but I know what Fiendish Codex is. Okay. So
I was very confused what you were asking for. I was like, everyone knows Lost Chapter, right? So maybe it's Aether Wisp?
Sometimes my mind just goes a little bit blank. It's probably that tennis ball size of brain that I've lost over the last 10 million years.
Yeah, honestly, dude, like back in those days, how good would they have been at playing League of Legends?
You know
chess is easy. Chess is just math.
That's true. Apparently maths is really easy. Saying it correctly is not very easy for Americans, but I was going to say, they would have been very, you know the Dota AI?
Yes.
I can't remember what it's called, but the one that was beating pros.
Yeah.
10 million years ago, Dota pros would have beaten the AI because they would have been smarter.
True.
Yep.
They would be on like Dota minus 20,000 back then.
Dive going to happen in the bot lane as the King takes one. They're looking for 2. The repel comes up, but they can't get the final autos onto Panda, who will manage to walk away.
This is what we need to see. The King getting active around the bot lane. Last gank didn't work, but with all the flashes down, except for Brookie, I guess, is able to find the return. And now Pandar can't even stick underneath the tower until Agurin shows up. Agurin does have ulti. They could go for this. It's a teleport, and they have the cannon barrage.
Paranoia, everyone's coming to get ya! And Panda will fall one-on-one trade. The cannon barrage being used as well. No Way will get the King off the end of this. Almost falls, Oh, Kantos, you greedy, greedy man, once again tries to get another bite at the cookie, but he has got his hand right in that jar, and No Way slams it shut.
And that is why you hate Silas. You think he's dead, and then he gets on you, presses his W, and he's full HP again. Another fight where it just feels like Team Noe is like playing on the tendencies of Teamless. They know that Team Teamless wants to go in, wants to find these plays, and they just look so juicy, but are able to find those turnarounds.
Oh, Teamless in the top lane did just kill Nice Guy Ben in a 1v1, but we'll see this once again as the paranoia comes in.
Yep, Dunga down here in the bot lane. That's what we call the combo. And then the flash W. Oh, Kanto, so sad.
He's so hopeful. The stopwatch at the end, he was feared in it. Imagine actually you're closed in gold and you're still fearful. TP's coming in here as Castellan and Teamless try to do something about this, but Teamless doesn't have the showstopper. Agurin, that's a Keck W. Well, it's a Monka W, but it was a Keck W because it was so easy to land.
Yeah. It has to be the big turnaround. Yeah, it's just a W.
Just W. New emote, end a W.
I think it would be good.
You should cosplay as Set and then do the end of W emote.
I think my Fiddlesticks cosplay would be a little bit more realistic than my Set cosplay. Just saying.
I could paint on a six-pack for you. I've done it to myself in the past.
No. I was saying I was terrifying. It wasn't about my
actual body. Okay.
What are you getting at here, medic?
Ender. We're both very tall human beings.
Big bone.
Big bone. Castellan here trading with No Way. No Way, though, the healing coming out. He should still go down here as Castellan can hit the cannons from across the wall. The king exhausted. And No Way jumps back in to kill the king. It's regicide. A double for No Way.
That is a tilt. Does he snipe him with the R? No, he's
fine. There's the W coming in from Teamless. Panda actually quite low here as the facebreak is going to hit. Agurin jumps onto the backline. He's looking straight for that Varus. Kantos having to try and get away. He's feared up, and Panda will join the fray for the fight. 2 kills coming out as Teamless gets 1. He's on a rampage. This set is pretty darn big right now. He's been doing his sit-ups at home alone, but they're turning it around as Agurin and Nice Guy Ben will get the damage, but there goes Teamless. A double for the set. Go on, do some sit-ups. Taunt him, Teamless. Bring him in.
Ready for it.
Cannon barrage is up. Cannon barrage is up.
If Set has flash, he can W flash, but I don't think he does, and now he's lost a lot of his grit. Maybe he loops here on Nice. Nah, he can't have it if he's channeling a recall.
And Buki didn't join that fight at all and pushed out the bottom lane, so he gets a tower.
Chilling down there, man. Oh, dude, that fight was really close because it felt like there was one carry per team that was absolutely popping, right? No Way at the start for Team No Way. It's actually both captains as well. He got the big heal, stayed alive, baited in Team Teamless for that fight. But then the set got so much work done on the back, even through being feared by Agurin's Nocturne. He's now 5-0 with the Trinity of Force complete too. So if anyone can carry this game, it will be the captain for Teamless.
And of course, if Team Teamless win here, they are guaranteed in our semi-finals alongside Team No Way. It would be Team No Way's first loss of the tournament, and it would mean that Team Wicked couldn't catch Teamless, because Wicked at the moment at 1-3, Teamless at 3-1, so they need to win both their last games, and if Teamless win here, of course you can't catch up to that 4-win threshold. No Way now with the proto belt complete, a lost chapter sitting in his inventory. And I wonder if we're going to start seeing Morellonomicon, Executioner's Calling, Bramble Vest, some grievous wounds coming out from Team Teamless, because otherwise they are going to struggle to deal with this Kingslayer.
Yeah, if anyone's going to get like a Morello, it would be Elise in this game, right?
Did we miss it?
What?
No Way killed the king, and he used the Kingslayer.
He used the Kingslayer to kill the king.
Yeah.
That's your job.
I did say it's regicide. So that was good, but I didn't think of the
That's almost even better, you know?
Cool. So I once used the It's Regicide when I think G2 Fnatic were playing, and I was like, they've killed the kings, it's Regicide. I got a very angry tweet from someone, basically telling me that, like, very rude things, like I should go and blah, blah. I'm not going to repeat the words here, but like one of the most aggressive tweets I've ever received, being like, I can't believe you used this pun. It's a pun. Like, there are much worse things I do in my everyday life that you can be angry at me for than a pun. I hope he doesn't read a poem or anything. That's crazy. We rhymed A-B, A-B? Oh.
Unheard of.
That's our triplet repeats. disgusting. Agri's going to pop the paranoia there, looking for a fight. I think he's gone up towards the top side of the map, diving Cantos, but Cantos gets the kill.
Stay away from the towers, Agurn. It's just not working, man.
Not working at all, and that's actually really good for Cantos. Umbral Glaive has been complete. He's got some more lethality. Rift Herald going to be started here by Team Teamless, and they are only 1,900 gold behind. I know it sounds like a large sum, but against No Way, this is basically a lead for Team Teamless. Now with the Rift Herald, they can look to knock down their first turret of the game.
Yeah, maybe even transition into an Infernal Drake spawning up in 30 seconds. It will be the fire map here for Team Teamless. And if they drop that Herald right around the same time that the objective spawns, they could try to set up for a good fight. I also think you want to look for the move right as the Infernal spawns, because there's no ult on the GP, on the Nocturne, or on the Ziggs. All huge, global AoE ultimates that are going to be very effective in the 5 versus 5.
Kill him. He's stolen your blue buff. You've got to take him down, Team Teamless. The Flash Cocoon dodged away by No Way with the Flash, but he turns it around with the trade. Didn't see that! That was half a health bar. They'll take him out of response. Nice guy Ben trying to trade. The rappel goes up, but the spider doesn't come down as he falls as well. And that's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of No Way.
And because the blue buff is stolen too, right, that Corki's got 0 mana, so he's gonna have to go back to base. The target with the Rift Herald did die in the place, so the King can't place that either. And now Team No Way back in comfortable position. They're gonna be able to pick up that objective. Agurn strolling back to the river after foolishly diving the top lane tower, had a brief time out with gray screen, and now they are back in business.
That's what gray screen is. It's the naughty step for players. It's like, you went for a bad dive, sit in the gray screen for the next 30 seconds. I'd love to see the champs just sitting in the fountain, like on some benches, contemplating what they did. Like the Keanu Reeves meme. It's just like sad set, sitting on the fountain. Oh, it'd be great.
The timeout analogy works so well too, because like when you got put on a timeout, rather you like couldn't play video games, right? And now you die, you can't play video games.
And you sit in like the penalty box in the NHL, or I don't know. Does NFL have a penalty box?
No.
So in rugby, if you get a yellow card, you have to sit out for 10 minutes. Not in football though. Oh, soccer for Americans.
Yeah, I went to other football. My mistake.
No. But
either way,
that's why I originally asked.
Oh, that is what you originally
asked.
Yeah. I think because
I knew I was doing NHL.
Yeah. American.
You get ejections in American sports are these huge. Things.
It's ejections.
It's so strange to me that you have ejections.
I guess in basketball you have like the 1 degree. You don't get like put on time, but like
you have technical fouls and
you have
professional
technical fouls where you can where it gives an advantage to the other team, but you can also foul out and then you're ejected. So
do you think we like? The thing about computer games is you can't really foul to the same way because it's like
there's no physicality, right?
But also it would have to be like a bug or something. It'd be like abusing a bug.
Yes.
Right. That would be a foul because everything is coded in here. You can't. The game is not made for you to be able to do something you shouldn't be able to do as the dive happens in the mid lane. This is what you're trying to do, and Cantos will fall. Aguen able to escape as Zen10 tanks up quite a lot of damage, as does the King.
Yep. Team No Way just gonna send Cantos to the penalty box.
Teamless trying to do what he can. Oranges were eaten the flash away. That was an escape showstopper. But Teamless is still gonna get chased here. He's trying to get away. Panda's on his way down. Does he walk out of this? He walks out of the ring. He doesn't want to fight today.
It was an actual, like, the most literal version of Showstopper. It just ends immediately. Not a win, not a loss, just a, we're parting ways here.
I guess it becomes quite hard as set to fight Gangplank.
He's okay.
Because the Gangplank can just use oranges. It's like, oh, you're trying to RKO me? Nah, take a bite of this orange in the middle of this fight. I'd love to see that. Randy Orton goes in for it. It's like, nah, I've got an orange, mate. Okay. Triple H then pedigrees him.
If we can... So did you ever play football growing up?
American?
No, European.
Yeah, I was a goalkeeper.
Okay. Because in America, or in soccer in America, right? That like it's very common for like parents to bring like oranges.
Yes,
games,
and you have halftime oranges.
Yeah, okay, that's
an English thing. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's just a soccer thing.
It's gonna be like Gangplank must just be a great orange or a soccer player.
A great soccer mom has the SUV as the showstopper comes in, but the show is stopped only for the Silas there. Rifto has been used in the top lane. Quite a walk before he gets towards the turret. To have time to listen to a podcast, The Dive, Euphoria, the podcast, any of the three. Very strong to listen to. There's the Joshua Jack Leesman experience as well.
It's just
Yamato Canada's a podcast.
Just the Joshua Leesman experience.
I'm sorry.
Not the Jat.
Look, I just gave him free advertising.
No, but you gave him everyone's gonna search Joshua Jat Leesman.
I bet you they still find it if they search that.
Maybe.
I bet you they do.
JLX.
Other podcasts are available. I listened to a very funny podcast called The Beef and Dairy Network, which is an English comedy podcast, and it's about a guy that is deep in with the beef crowd. So like he's a big fan of cow herding and making beef, and he believes there are only 4 meats in the world, and it's this whole like story built around his society, and he does interviews of like people that make cow products and people that make lamb products, but he doesn't think you should ever eat lamb because that's bad for you. It's very interesting.
Is it
one
like
episode a month? It's absurd as humor,
kill.
but it's actually incredible. I
Is
highly
it
recommend.
delivered like seriously,
Yeah.
or is it?
He delivers it as if he's doing a real podcast.
Okay.
You should. I think you'd actually really enjoy it. You should listen to it.
Okay.
I think we're
I
fine.
love beef.
It won the Best British Comedy Podcast 2 years in a row.
Wow.
Which is every time I heard about it, I was like, "This is awful. What are you talking about?" But it's so funny. Meets up with like scientists from NASA. It's like, "Oh, have you found the historical 5th meat on Mars?" They're like, "No, we haven't found any meat on Mars. What are you talking about?" It's like, "No, we're looking for the 5th meat." Anyway, the RKO comes out in the mid lane as they look for the fight. That's Gangplank dead. Nice guy Ben has fallen. The fight continues. Paranoia was used. There's so much damage coming onto the backline. Set is dead. Teamless is down, but can Kantos get the damage in? He's lethality Varus. He just doesn't have it. TP now coming into the middle of the fight, but he's got one. And here comes the Corki looking for more. Panda's going to go down. Brokey flashes forward. The satchel charge is dodged. Piercing arrow does not quite connect, but Brokey goes down. And that's an ace coming out from Team Teamless.
All right, this might just be a game right here. We're thinking it was going all the way of Team No Way, but a sweet flash, good kiting there from both marksmen on the side of Team Teamless, meaning they're in prime position to be able to pick up this Infernal Drake for themselves, and have now started to bounce back. I'm still not ready to say they're all the way here, Medic, but fights like that give you some faith.
Oh, TP. It's behind them. Does he know? Does he know? There's a TP. There's a guy right there. He's going for the fight. Nice guy. Ben stepping forward, but he's dead as we skip forward in time. We saw his corpse. He's lying there on the ground. He was looking for the beach, but he didn't know which way it was. No one would point it out to him.
The way the scenes just cut there, it looked like nice guy Ben one-shot himself with his own barrel.
This is, you know, when they do explicit content in like WE and they cut between... They cut between the moment before it happens to the moment just afterwards. That's what we just saw. It's like, this is too grotesque. We can't watch Gangplank die like this.
Where is this
Arguing? It's going right there.
Okay.
They're looking for Teamless. Already used the... oh, there's the haymaker. Shield comes out. He's dancing back into his team, and now Aguin is in the wrong place, but Brookie will pick up a kill in response. 19-19 on the scoreboard here, and closer than you might think, Ender, you might say. We have a game on our hands.
You may very well. There's like good scaling on both sides too, right?
You got super serious in the last couple of minutes. I love it.
No, we
It's
actually
good.
just got a good game.
This is a really good game. Yeah, I totally agree, but it's so funny to watch the contrast of like, before you would have picked up on my jokes, and now you're just like, no, guys.
No, like actually.
Let's talk about scaling in the map file. Come on, let's go.
It's funny because like this happens too. Like when you come in with a game that you expect to be pretty one-sided, and when Noe's playing, it's like, okay, every game's pretty one-sided. You know, it's sort of the drill at this point. It's like, oh, you know, we'll meme around, we'll have some fun with it. But now, I kind of want to like dive back into this game and see how it feels, because like on one hand, actual like the player, No Way, not the team, is really, really strong on the Silas. Should be either 30 or 40% CDR depending on what rune option. He's actually, no, with Fiendish Codex he will be sitting at 40% CDR on the Silas. Now it is W into Emax, which is pretty standard now on the Silas because you so much healing within these fights. But on the other side of things, the lethality Varus is quite powerful at this point too, but I can't help but feel like it may struggle the later we get into this game against some of the dive options, because that's like having a Blade of the Rune King to, you know, peel yourself away from a Nocturne Silas jumping on you. That's where that might.
And you also have more threats if you have something like a Ginsu's where you can like stack up that attack speed, stack up the shred, because with lethality it's all about I hit a piercing arrow or I don't. You don't have the constant DPS, right? You have big bursts and not that.
Yeah, the way the build is sort of looking to me is he's like, I want to actually match what Ziggs is contributing,
poke.
like the poke before a fight. But then it's like, oh, actually within a team fight, Ziggs offers so much more damage because like all the AoEs from all the bombs are going to be doing so much.
But no CC to the same degree. It doesn't have a chain of
Sure. Exactly. Yeah, and that's where the difference is going to come in, where it's like, do you value the pick potential, you know, pairing up the Varus with the Elise to try and make plays happen, or do you value actually the team fight AoE damage? And that's where I feel like the later we get, now we're entering a phase where it's like, oh, the next dragon is going to mean, you know, soul point afterwards. Those fights are going to be more important. A Baron perhaps, and that's where the Ziggs is going to start taking over against the Varus, I feel.
I agree with you there. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch how it develops, though, because Teamless, the set player, the top laner, has actually done a very good job of getting ahead in this game, but he seems to be falling off a little bit. And I've heard from a few, you know, set later on, a little bit tricky, especially into the spell shield, especially into things like Banshees, especially into the oranges. It becomes a lot harder to get good engages off for your team.
It is just the weakness of both set and the class. He is a juggernaut. That means it's hard to actually get into the backlines. Like, yes, his Q gives him some movement speed, but it's not really that much. I think it's like 30% over 3 seconds.
Only towards enemy champions.
Only toward enemy champions as well, right? And then his ultimate, well, it's big CC, big damage, very low range. You compare it to a Vial, but Vial's 5 times the range of that spell. So target acquisition is where he's going to struggle. But again, if you fight into the set, especially on this itemization, he is going to smash.
Have Team No Way picked up a dragon? I don't see any.
2-2, I believe.
Is it? Because I don't see any on the toolbar for Aguirre. I just don't. Maybe they don't appear there anymore. Maybe it's only.
No, I don't think they appear there.
They only appear in the tab.
Yeah.
Because in the olden days, you could just like look up
Exactly.
on the bottom bar, right? But
It's
obviously,
because there's technically no Dragon Slayer buff anymore either.
true. Do they still get debuffed depending on how many you've taken?
No, I don't think so.
Because in the past it used to be more, but the cannon barrage comes out in the top lane and that came out of nowhere. Easy enough kill there for Team No Way. And it's one of the weaknesses of Corki when you have so much AoE and so much dive potential on the enemy team. Even with a Valkyrie and a Flash, you can't always get away.
Yeah, this is like an easy mode.
Oh.
The way No Way want to play, they're just going to keep forcing fights, forcing picks with their ability to dive in towards your team, and this is no exception.
Good flash! Good flash away there to escape. Just about gets out, but could be a Baron setup here for Team No Way if they want. They are a man ahead. Team Teamless trying to step up, trying to face their enemies, face their opponents. I was going to call them the demons. Face their foes. That's a good one.
There you go. A little alliteration right there. Now, good news for Team Teamless. This is one thing that I like to talk about is like how map, the actual like dragon type of map affects how you can play games and gives you different options. On the Infernal map, because it destroys so much terrain in your jungle, also a lot of the brush, it's much easier to defend your territory. So like when you are losing, like you see where the enemy is. They can't hide in as many brush. Like you know which ones you need to blue trinket or scout with abilities. You have like this wide field that you can actually see, so you can actually approach the Baron much easier. So especially as a red side team, it is much easier to scout out and then potentially threaten the 50-50 steal against the Baron. Because, of course, you only have to hop over a wall, whereas if a blue side team was in the same position where they're losing and trying to get towards the pit, they have to, you know, not only get through their jungle, but also the enemy river. And the pit is open to them, so it's much easier for the red side team to turn and fight into them.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense, Ender. Thank you for that bit of
knowledge bomb.
I remember when you taught me about the Ocean Dragon really benefiting blue sides as well because of the way the bushes are set up, etc.
Yeah, because all the brush extensions go to the
left to right,
side.
Yeah. Bottom left to top right.
Yeah, so primarily again you're looking at Baron later on in the game when you know the map is going to have changed, right? And that long brush that goes underneath the red buff, that goes left to right. So it means you can be hiding so far forward in that, which makes it so much more difficult for a red side team to actually scout.
Forces them so much further away. Now, turret was taken in the bottom lane. Oh no, wait. Almost lands that, but here is the third dragon of the game. 2 apiece, as you said, Mountain and Infernal on No Way. Infernal and Cloud on Team Teamless. They're looking for No Way here, trying to catch him out, but he just dived onto the back line. The healing is coming up, but it's not quite enough. Aguin dives onto the back. Cannon barrage used. Castellan tried to trade, but Aguin's going to flash across the wall, and they can't save him in time. No Way still alive. Showstopper will stop his game for the moment, but it's a double for the gangplank, and the chase is on. Only Zen 10 and Teamless alive, not for long, as the triple goal comes out. Nice guy Ben secures it, and that was a great fight for Team No Way. They
And
can actually get both the Baron and the Dragon here.
Exactly. No Way led the charge there too, and that's the strength of this comp with the ability to like slow from long range the cannon barrage, the damage reach they have with all these globals, and the dive of Agurin. He's up there. It looks like he's 1v3, but all of a sudden the whole team is able to unload on the rest of Team Teamless in a really well put together fight by No Way.
Just a great fight all around. There's the Inferno. They're actually trying to wait, I think, for No Way to respawn here.
Yeah, very nice. Of course, on the Silas with the TP, he wants to be in the side lane. So this is going to enable them to play all 3 lanes and to stop any wave clear attempts, because Corki against regular minions can clear minion waves all right. Against Baron minions, it is going to be near impossible. This is the play one more time. Ridiculous damage going on to the AD carry of Team Teamless. And Agurin tries to dive in too, but then I actually think the flash from,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, from Catalanlo is poor, because he goes away from the tower and doesn't necessarily recognize that the Nocturne flash is going to be up. So it actually drags Nocturne away from the tower, which Agurin's been struggling against all day long.
Agurin versus Towers has been his worst enemy this game. Castellan there bringing him away from it, but looking across the board, you've got a Void Staff, a Ludens, and a Rabadon's now finished for Brokey. Ludens, Zhonya's, and the Proto Belt complete on No Way. This is a... Oh, and 4 items on Nice Kite Ben. Don't forget about him.
Ouch.
That is a very strong, very scaled No Way side now. And when you've got things like the Satchel Charge, the short fuse as well on Ziggs' passive, there's even more damage to turrets when you get ahead. Teamless lands the Haymaker here. No Way actually dives in, takes quite a lot of damage, but there's the Cannon Barrage, and No Way using that stopwatch well. Teamless trying to bring back Agurin. He's going to fall. No Way able to dodge away with the Abduct Apprehend. Panda trying to jump back in. The root's going to land on Brokey, but he gets one. Deary me, the damage from Ziggs is absolutely absurd. Good hook landing here. No Way still healing up through the Haymaker. This will be the inhibitor. Nice guy Ben helping Teamless secure those next 2 kills. And this is all done. 4 minutes ago it looked pretty even, but those last 4 minutes from Team No Way have been absolutely phenomenal. And they will go for the win and give Team Wicked a chance of making it into 2nd place. Of course, we don't know how that game went. We assume Team Wicked won as they dive in. Wait. Panda?
It's just
got Baron minions. He can do it. Panda can... No, the minions are spotted. He can't clear the wave. You can't do this as support. You can't clear the wave quickly enough. So the cannon minions have to clear the wave. He actually can't do it. I've been in this situation too often as a support. He can't do it, guys. He can't win the game. Supports are so underpowered.
That is so troll. That is so troll. He's just like, wait a sec, guys, why are we diving the fountain? No, I'm all alone.
Hey, it's so I've lost games from that situation as a support before, because the enemy team then somehow gets back into the game. Your team ints too many times trying to backdoor. Oh.
Now can Team Teamless pull it back here?
No. They can try.
They can try their very best. Honestly, Teamless himself putting so much work in on the set. It feels really bad, but No Way are just so strong right now, and their ability to dive, like, they just don't even care about the towers either, right? Literally the only thing that can stop them is the base tower. You know, the laser beam.
Oh, the fountain tower. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, that's one. Agurin's gonna fall though, so 1 for 1. We take those. Although losing Corki is bad.
He's been doing it the whole game. It's the towers first, right there. I can't tell you what happened because we weren't watching the POV, but yeah, it's if there's anyone that's like, hey, we want to give some faith over to Team Teamless, Agurin's the one to do it.
Zen10 trying to trade here onto No Way. Teamless coming in. That's a good face breaker, but No Way's back to full HP once again. Pops the stopwatch. That's 2 for Nice Guy Ben. Put a 3rd for Brokey. The chase is on as Kantos really can't do too much. He's shot to the face, and that's a triple kill for Nice Guy Ben. This should be it, unless No Way decides to dive the fountain once again for no good reason.
Yeah, just do the ARAM strats. Run.
Panda's on it again. Panda's like, guys, let me show you how you hit the Nexus. And there we go. Team No Way 5-0 in their group.
And with that, they should lock up first place.
100% first place,
as well. Team Teamless was the team right underneath them in the standings. They've now opened up a 2-game gap with only 1 more to play.
It's good maths. It's good maths. The question is now, has Team Wicked won against Team Adam Kish? Because if they have, we still have a fight for
regardless,
that 2nd
though,
place.
every game in the group stage actually matters because, again, $1 grand on the line.
$1,000 on the line. We'll have a look at the standings right now, I believe, so we can see if that game has rounded out. Team Wicked won. So they are 1 game away. They have to beat Team No Way in the final game of the day. They have to stop Team No Way's undefeated streak, get the first win, and then tie up with Team Teamless and hope that Team Teamless lose to Adam Kish.
Yeah, everything looks like it is working against Team Wicked at the moment. That is going to be really tough, not only to get the upset, but to have the upset that's out of your hands also work out for you. They're going to be trying to win the game and then root on Team Kish.
I mean, I haven't caught up with the LCS this week, but that's the situation Team Liquid were in, and I'm pretty sure they made it to playoffs. They haven't missed playoffs in a long time, right?
Yeah, stay away from the internet, buddy.
I love Boxer. Best.
April Fools.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very difficult, of course, for Team Wicked to make it through, but we'll see if they can. We're going to have another look at some of the highlights of that game, because as you said, it was a lot closer than we expected, Ender.
This was the closest game that I think we've seen a team put up a fight up against Team
And at the start, it looked like it was just going to be one-sided. Like, No Way winning a 1v1 in mid lane on a losing early matchup.
That being said, I was pleasantly surprised with how the King actually played this game, because last time, again, I was wanting early action from him, didn't get that much of it. This time, again, called for it in draft, and he made it happen. This time, just responding to clean up a kill. But then, of course, you had the moves down towards the bot side. This is after his gank that did work out, that, of course, was Team No Way, turning things around on them. And this just speaks to the strengths of Team No Way again. And this was the most apparent of their strategy in all games, where it's like, hey, if we draft a lot of champions that can fight from really far away, we can coordinate these plays super fast before you even think it's going to be coming your way, and that's where you absolutely are able to find those picks and find those fights.
Apparently there's no possible tiebreaker anymore. I've just been told in my ear. Oh yes, because Team Teamless have won both their games versus Team Wicked. So Team Teamless have second place. Team Wicked will only be playing for the $1,000. Of course, it's still a bonus if you can win the game, but didn't think about that. So congratulations, Team No Way and Team Teamless, for making it through.
Yeah, I mean, with Team Teamless making it through as well, like after they put up a fight like this against Team No Way,
I'm encouraged for semifinals.
You're encouraged, right? It's like, how do they fare against the Group B team?
I mean, the expectation is they play Team Solari later on. We'll see how Solari do today, but they did 3-0 pretty comfortably yesterday. And that would be a very interesting matchup, because I think we all, having seen previous Twitch rivals, I think No Way are the strongest team. Solari did challenge them last time in the finals, but seeing how Team Teamless play up against Solari would be, I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, those would be best of threes as well, so they're going to have at least 2 chances at going for that fight up against Solari, assuming they do play against that team. So looking forward to it.
So am I. I'm actually watching the highlights on a big screen behind you. It's quite nice. Wow. Quite fun. Oh, wait. Chris Heroes watching the Twitch Rivals DE stream. They're just opposite us right now. You can't see that because I've been looking too much at you that I'm just too in awe with what's around us.
But watching a different stream. Right now we on highlight mode.
And Teamless put up a really good fight. Like the top laner, that is. Not the team. The team themselves did as well, but Team Teamless. Oh, dearie me. Please don't call yourself Team Teamless again in the future. It's so difficult.
It's really hard.
But Teamless, on the set, had a really strong performance. So he
more
and Cancel
W's than Keck W's.
He and Cancel showed that if you can put them on carries, if they can get ahead, they can really dominate a matchup. It's just unfortunate for them. They were playing up against such a strong squad.
Yep. And this maybe gives other teams, they're like, oh, maybe we play against Team No Way tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do we, put together a plan to actually beat this team? Well, probably need to punish over-aggressiveness around mid lane, especially early on, because it seems like in every game, No Way is trying to go for a solo kill.
Always the level 3. Yeah. Always going for something at level 3.
Even when he dies, he still finds some way to recover. So you got to beat him and then put him even further down is the way to do it.
Keep beating him as much as you can, and then eventually you might beat the entire team. But we'll see if that happens. After this break, we have our final games of Group A. But for now, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Twitch Rivals here in Europe. 8 of the best Twitch streaming teams take each other on to see who will be crowned the victor. And the answer
Do we have
is
an actual crown?
No way, probably. We're going to have a quick look at how things have played out over the last couple of days. We have 2 days of groups, both of those round robin, then the final bracket on the 3rd day with tiebreakers, semi-finals and finals all being played. Everyone plays for a prize pool of $75,000, with each winning group stage giving you $1,000 and winning the entire thing giving you $25,000 on top of that.
And just because it's my favorite thing, I have to say it again. Team No Way on the hunt for 31K. They've got 5.
I love it. I love it. Think of a new way to say it next time, okay? You keep saying it the same way. Give me something new. Give me like on the hunt for the only prime number in 30s. I think 37 is prime as well.
37 is prime.
So yeah, it's one of only 2 prime numbers in the 30s.
9 prime?
No, 3.
13. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, we're into picks and bans. Team Wicked versus No Way. Team Wicked purely playing to win this and get $1,000. They cannot make it into second place because they have a losing head-to-head versus Team Teamless. So even if Teamless lost to Adam Kish, they would not be able to take it.
There's still money on the line, however.
There is still money on the line. They see Zoinuzi, who I think is playing Graves in the jungle this
Might be
game.
jungle, might be mid lane.
Could be mid lane.
Top lane.
Could be mid lane. I do like Graves jungle. Syndra, Kha'Zix have been locked in here. Very strong picks for Team No Way.
Yes, Kha'Zix, very, very strong at the moment. When everyone is keeping distance from one another, they're always going to be isolated for that bonus damage. And paired up with Syndra, that's going to be a lot of burst
Yes.
out of that mid jungle 2v2.
Huge amount of burst. And Aguin is known for his Kha'Zix. Like his Kha'Zix is his thing.
It's gotten banned.
It's been banned every single
game.
other game. Like I want him to pop off. I want him to like hard carry this game.
Like the lol W just rising from the ground. Wait, that's the best.
Pog. Have you not seen this before?
So I've seen them when they like rotate across the screen.
Oh no, you
like,
can have him pop up. Yeah.
I have never seen them just like float up into the air. Like they're on a trampoline, right? That's what I'm
I
imagining.
haven't seen emotes.
There's a
Great.
trampoline down there.
You're gonna have that on your stream from now on.
I might.
Is that the plan? Okay. Silas locked in for No Way, so it looks like it's going to be Brokey on the Syndra bot lane. Wukong and Nautilus the picks for Team Wicked.
All right. So Team No Way is tryhard and boring because they're rocking the Silas back again.
Is that boring? It was quite fun to watch last game.
It's fun. It's just I like to see new things.
Okay.
So they've already shown that they can win with it, and I'm like, let's move along.
But you do have to remember, like, they're playing for $1,000 as well.
True.
Like, if I was playing for $1,000, I'd probably take it pretty
I mean,
seriously.
look, I'm not telling you that it's the optimal strategy to like pick random stuff. I'm just saying it could be fun. Now, I do believe this is going to be a bot lane with Syndra
I did already say
or
that.
Brokey. I just wanted to also say that it is in my beliefs that it
Okay, so we both believe it right now.
both believe.
Both have faith in the bot lane Syndra.
No, I just believe. No faith.
Can you have faith without belief? Belief without faith?
No. So like, I believe that it is going to be bot lane Syndra. I don't have faith that bot lane Syndra is going to pop off.
No, but you have faith in your prediction of the pick. Doesn't matter. Does not matter at all. We're just vamping as the second set of bans goes through, and now it's No Way's side to pick. AD carry? No, because we believe that the Syndra is going to the bot lane. Support and top.
Damage.
Support and
Out of
top.
top lane could be a Gangplank,
Pike.
except it's banned. Don't think it'll be the Pike.
That gives you physical damage, just saying.
Fiora is also off the board, so
Riven.
nice guy Ben gonna wait.
Ooh, Tarek the pick. Okay, Master Yi-Top. Here we go.
Interesting.
Master Yi-Top.
Okay, you need to chill, my man.
You literally just said, I want to see inventive and exciting things. And you're like, no, chill out with your inventive and exciting picks. Pantheon could work. Pantheon, could
I do like
work.
Pantheon.
Yeah.
I do like Pantheon a lot here.
It looks
have
like
to
it's
wait
going to
and
be
see, though.
Talia bot lane alongside the Nautilus. Graves.
Wow.
Oh, actually, no, wait.
Yeah, Talibot.
Okay, so my thought
So
is
Azir's mid, like
Wukong or
99%.
Graves top then?
I would assume it's Wukong top lane.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wicked's put out a guide on that one yet.
He's surely put out a guide. I feel like
It's
I've
fun-
seen,
I haven't seen-
like, a
I've
Wicked
seen-
guide on like every
He usually
top.
goes for more tanky. So like, actually, Wukong's more of a bruiser now. Yeah,
Yeah, but he plays like
but I'm
Aurelia,
used
I
to
know that
old
for
school
sure.
Wukong, which is like the assassin burst, right? Instead of the bruiser Wukong, which is what we see these days. So it could be Wukong top, could be Wukong jungle, which is where it's sitting at the moment with Graves top lane for Wicked, which is more the Aurelia style that I would think. You know, more bruiser heavy. Death Dance very strong. Zed was actually the final lock for No Way.
Oh, so it's a Silas top lane. All
Silas
right.
top
See,
lane.
mixing it up, just like I was asking for. Well done, Team Noe. I do appreciate that a whole lot. Zed versus Azir. When was the last time you saw that matchup?
Never.
You're trolling.
Can't remember ever seeing it.
Febivin versus Faker.
You have to play exhaust, I think.
I think there was also a Nuke Duck versus Caps, but
It was no, that was Cassio.
oh, it was Caps.
It
You
was
made it right.
Zed
right.
Cassio, yeah, because I
Yeah,
cast that and was surprised because New Duck hit level 6 first and got the kill.
Yes.
So I've seen that matchup. Febivin versus Faker apparently is the matchup that we all should have seen. Do you think this is going to go the same way, Ender?
Yes, but for different reasons.
Okay, so who's going to win it?
So Zed won it both times, but in the Febivin versus Faker matchup, Faker was the expected person to win, so it was a big upset. And this one, no way is expected to win, so it's like he's expected to win, and he's also playing the champion that like can hard slam at level 6, so it's less impressive.
Okay, so you're saying it won't be impressive if Team No Way win this game?
It will be
Because
expected.
I'm always impressed when people win.
Look. It could still be impressive in the way they win it. I'm just saying it will be expected that they win this game.
Okay, I see. So you have faith that they're going to win this game.
I believe they'll win this game.
Interesting. Can you? No, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again. I think Team Wicked obviously just playing for pride and for that prize pool. They cannot get through to our semifinals tomorrow. We've already got our locked teams from this group. It's No Way at the top. They will be first seed, and then Team Teamless as our second seed. And we'll find out later, well, after this game, who they start looking to play, because Group B is after this.
Yes, this will be the last hurrah for Team Wicked as well. So it's time to put up a good show, people.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm hoping they're watching the stream right now because I was addressing them.
I'm hoping they're not, because they're on a delay and they're about to go into game. So they've been in game for 3 minutes. If they're watching our stream, they have died already. They've gray screens. They're like, okay, it's fine.
When I used to play in tournaments, though, I would.
It's Wukong top.
Yeah, it is
switched at the
Wukong
end,
top. Yeah. So prediction God, as I was.
I had
saying,
faith in you.
my beliefs did come true. Like I was saying, back when I used to play in some tournaments, my favorite thing to do was always like, obviously you wouldn't listen to the stream when you were actually playing, but since there was that 3-minute delay, you would tune in for the last 3 minutes of the game and just hope they said their name. So I think in the last 3 minutes of this game, let's just rattle off everyone's name and it'll make them happy.
Yes. Okay. The thing is, we don't know when the last 3 minutes are.
Yeah, but you should predict it. Like right as the Nexus is going down.
Oh, yeah, I can do that as the
Or
Nexus goes down.
once every 3 minutes we could
Once
say
every, we just say all 10 players. So like, okay, so Newsy Wicked, let's go. I believe this should only be a short pause. We'll get right back on into the game as soon as possible.
We have been lucky.
Yeah.
So far, it's all been short pauses. And I'm lucky there's some wood in front of us right
I
now.
think it's confirmed that we can.
Do I do it twice? Because
I don't know how many times you have to
knocking
knock
on
wood.
wood. No, but I said lucky twice. So I was like, do I do it like the...
Yeah, do it twice.
the-
That's fine, yeah.
Well, now I've done it.
Is that real wood, though?
This is real wood for sure.
Yeah?
There's like some sort of coating on it that makes it look fake, but that is wood through and through.
Maybe don't break the props.
No, I'm just checking it out.
This is real grass as well, actually. It's
I'm doing
grown
some
underneath our feet.
investigating.
Yeah, it's great. And we're back on
Not
into
as
the
real
game.
as the grass on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah. Which doesn't exist. In the lore.
Fake. Oh yeah, Summoner's Rift is fake news. Just for all of you at home that are wondering, it does not exist anywhere.
I really don't get, like,
Sound, brother.
is the lore just an entirely different story? then?
So the lore is based around the champions and where they're from and their stories.
Okay.
Right? But the champions, when they like interact, fight each other, be friends, whatever, that all happens in like
In their
on
settings, yeah.
Runeterra,
In,
right?
yeah, in
On the
Shurima
planet.
or in Ionia or in Demacia, yeah.
And it used to be, so the old lore was that summoners existed, so you and me, everyone that played
Yeah,
the game.
which is why Sona has the only you can hear me summon.
Yeah, exactly, which just doesn't make any sense anymore. It used to be that they would like summon their champions onto the Fields of Justice, aka Summoner's Rift.
And that's how disputes were settled in
how
Runeterra.
disputes were settled. And now disputes are settled through violent, bloody conflict.
So is there no argument that Summoner's Rift could exist, and every now and again people get bored of these global conquests and they want to win through diplomacy, and so they just meet on Summoner's Rift and end up fighting
here's
anyway.
Here's what I'll say. Summoner's Rift, the concept doesn't exist where you like line up and fight each other in like a 40-minute game to determine like who gets land on Runeterra. That seems a bit extreme.
No, I've always go for the diplomatic victory.
Yeah,
anyway.
but I could believe that Summoner's Rift, the location in some event does exist. Now, it's
maybe
hard,
there's some sort of mastermind who's built it.
right. But
You know
it's
how
also
like
like a
Elon Musk is
platform in
making
the
like a
sky.
hyperlink?
You think
Elon Musk, there's a Elon Musk. Eosk? How's that? I was trying to switch the...
What about like Elon Muskerdinger, right? It's
Elon
like,
Muskerdinger,
he's like
Heimerdinger's wealthy
related-
brother, has made this sky platform, and it's all virtual reality in Summoner's Rift. And you take a hyperlink to get up there.
You just hyperlink.
Rumble is using his flamethrower.
Wait,
So Elon Musk created a flamethrower, and you could buy it. So Rumble was like one of the early
see.
parts of it, and he made it too smart.
Yeah.
It became this well, actually, I can't. Is it Betty as Rumble's robot?
I have no
The
idea.
robot has a name,
All I know is he has a crush on Tristana.
don't we all?
No. No, we do not.
No way
So,
taking the
this
wrong side of
matchup,
this trade
by the way.
early on.
No way already showing more respect against the Azir than against the Xerath with a couple of potions as opposed to the refillable. But the early mid lane Graves gank, clearly they
Hey, you
wanted
said
to
they
shut
wanted
down
to
No
do
way.
it.
I appreciate that. Graves maybe not the perfect champion to go for a move like that, but it seems like it will just be Scuttle Crab trades because now you have Kha'Zix showing on the bottom side of the jungle as well. So that gank probably not going to end up working out with the vision that Team Wicked does have.
I'm pretty proud of Yoas and how many subs he's got at the moment, because he's at exactly 420. He's blazing it up.
Which is
in
my
the mid
birthday,
lane.
by the way.
Is it really?
Only when I'm in the US.
Yeah, because it'd be 24.
They do
here.
months first and then days.
Which is just incorrect.
Why?
Because there's no other. Okay, so firstly, let's not get into what the correct date format is, because it should be it should be year, month, day. That mathematically
Why?
that makes the most sense, right?
Why?
Because that's the easiest way for it to be standardized across all computer platforms. But in terms of sizing, you don't go the medium-sized thing first, then the smallest, and then the biggest. I wouldn't say okay.
Wait, no, but months. So if you actually think about it, there's only 12 months.
No, but that's
the smallest.
No, because months are
10
bigger.
days. No, it's about the amount.
Okay.
Not about the length of them.
So I should go seconds before hours then. Hours before seconds.
Yes.
Okay, so when we measured the Olympic 100-meter race, it's like, how many hours did he do the 100 meters in? Where it was 0 hours.
I mean, technically.
Zero.
Yeah, but if they ran a marathon, you do hours first. Like, you're just like proving my point for me. You are not helping your cause at all.
No, because hours are the biggest thing, and that's
Got
a
a double
different measure
kill.
of
Even though
time.
Agurin was seen on the Scuttle Crab in bot lane. All right, no, was that just a regular ward? Because that's his Scuttle Crab. But we
Yeah.
were looking at blue side POV, and they very clearly saw Kha'Zix. Unless I'm getting completely trolled by our POVs.
What were you saying? I couldn't actually quite hear what you
Oh,
were
so I
saying.
was saying Kha'Zix just went bot lane and got a double kill.
Yeah, he did.
For the pause, I was almost positive that he had gotten seen on Vision going bot side.
I believe he had, but you have to remember this is Arguin's best champ, and it's known as like an auto win when he gets the Kha'Zix. So,
So the bot lane just walked forward.
like, sometimes you just have to accept that you can't beat your opponent.
Like, oh yeah.